Give me a second, everybody, and we'll be getting started. We will be getting, as they say, started. Hello, Dr. Stacy. How you doing? Okay. Dr. Stacy, welcome. I see you in here in Maryland, in Waldorf, down the street from me. I'm over here in National Harbor. Okay. We're going to be getting started as people are just kind of coming in. Dr. Stacy, if you want to kind of share what you do in your business and one of the reasons why you selected this particular masterclass. By the way, this is going to be very hands-on, right? I like very small groups. Typically limit my sessions to about 5 to 10 people so we can deal directly with what's going on with your business and your business model. So go ahead. I see you the co-founder of Courageous Walk. But if you want to go ahead and share with me what you do in your business and your business model, while we're giving people a few minutes to kind of squeeze on into the class, and then we're gonna go from there. Mm-hmm. And you can type that into the chat, Dr. Stacy. I'm a mentor, a coach, and a minister. I'm working on creating courses to assist individuals in uprooting. Share with me what uprooting is. Yes, so I make sure we're on the same page here. And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get this pulled up real quick. Move past hindrances and identify strategies for not only maintaining, strategies for not only maintaining and strengthening their relationship with Christ, but how to facilitate and move forward in writing Christ. Let's see, uprooting. I'm gonna read what you wrote, Dr. Stacy. I'm a mentor, coach, and minister. I am working on creating courses to assist individuals in uprooting. She's defining uprooting as past hindrances, deliverance, and identifying strategies for not only maintaining and strengthening their relationship with Christ, but how to facilitate it moving forward in writing, entrepreneurship, etc. Okay, got it. All right. Got it. Writing, entrepreneurship, etc. I was placed in this group. Okay, got it. Okay, gotcha. All right. So one, I love the fact that you're creating courses. Two, you helping them facilitate and move forward in writing, and you want them to also and put the name of your brand there, Dr. Stacy, just so I make sure when I'm speaking directly to your brand. And thank you for being first and being bold. And Loria Eubanks, I am joining today from North Little Rock, Arkansas, your owner of Different Stroke of Arc LLC, nonprofit, artistically speaking arts program. Okay, got it. All right. So one of the things that we're going to be talking about today is using the Tribe of 100 method. And the Tribe of 100 method is probably the best method that I know for upstart brands, meaning you're under 7 figures. And if you're under 7 figures or you've been in business less than 5 years, or your brand has been active for less than 5 years, we define you as an upstart. Okay. And so the Tribe 100 method is going to be the method that we're going to be talking about today. And you guys are going to be able to use this method to really grow your business, grow your revenue, but also grow your tribe, because every business needs a tribe. And so let's talk a little bit about that today, right? And so we're going to be talking about that formula. And I want everybody to write down M plus M plus M equals M. This is the base formula. M plus M. Hey, Mary Jones. M plus M plus M equals M. M plus M plus M equals M. That is to say that a movement plus a message plus a methodology equals money. So everybody take the moment to write that down, because it's going to be really critical to what you're trying to accomplish. M plus M plus M equals M. That is to say that a movement plus a message plus a methodology equals money. Okay? Movement plus message plus methodology equals money. So what we're going to be talking about, for those people who are in here live, Dr. Stacy, creating your movement. Lori, Loria, creating your movement. Mary, creating your movement. Belton, creating your movement. Let's see, Johnny, creating your movement. I see we got some people coming in from Google, right? Creating your movement, right? And so the movement, so this movement plus message plus methodology equals money. Write it, type it, right? M plus M plus M equals M. So movement plus message plus methodology equals money. You want to make sure you write that, right? By the way, let me just courageous walkers, under which is intentional seekers. I'm reading now Dr. Stacy's notes. It's the courageous walkers, under which is intentional seekers mentoring, right? How to know to hear the voice of God and know your own voice in prayer. Okay, got it. All right. So every brand, no matter what you specialize in, needs its own movement. Every brand must have a movement. And a movement plus a message plus a methodology equals money. M plus M plus M equals M, right? And so every brand has to have its own movement. And so every movement, right? Every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive. And it's the disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. Every brand must have a movement. That movement is the concept or idea that people rally together around. But every movement must have a moment, and those moments must be disruptive. So what is disruption? Disruption is challenging the norm, challenging what people normally think, challenging what people normally do, challenging what people normally say, right? What is disruption, right? What does it mean to do? What does it mean to disrupt? Challenge the norm, challenge what people normally think, challenge what people normally say, challenge what people normally do. And so that is disruption. And the key thing, a lot of times that we see with people in their movements, they really don't offer a true point of disruption. And disruption is the thing that you're looking for. Let me just move my face out of here, right here. I'm just going to take this down so I can see this, see your screen. All right. So when we think about disruption, here's the question that I'm asking myself. And I'm going to be asking you guys these questions, real time, right? Challenging the norm is challenging what people normally think, say, or do, because every brand has to have a movement, but your movement must be disruptive. And this is usually what causes a brand to fail, because if your brand looks like, sounds like, talks like, acts like, creates products like every other brand in its space, it's not different, it's not disruptive, you're going to fail. And so what do we mean by challenging the norm? You got to challenge what people normally think, challenge what people normally say, challenge what people normally do. It's called your POD. It's called your point of disruption. What is your POD? Everybody type into the chat, because I'm going to literally walk you guys through doing this real time. Right? Everybody type into the chat, what is your POD? What is your POD? What is your point of disruption? Right? And so just write that down, because we're going to answer those questions real time today. What is your POD? Right? Your POD is how you challenge the norm. Okay? Now, you got to challenge what people normally think, what people normally say, what people normally do. And you got to be willing to challenge. So let me frame it this way to make it a little bit easier, right? You got to challenge what you normally think, what you normally say, and what you normally do. You got to challenge what your clients normally think, what they normally say, and what they normally do. You have to challenge what the industry normally thinks, what the industry normally says, and what the industry normally does. And so let's just kind of take this, let's kind of work this real time. All right. So to answer, to do this, because this is like the beginning of all major brand work, how does that brand disrupt the marketplace? So we start out with challenging what people normally think, say, or do. So what do the normal clients or customers or prospects that you have, what do they normally think, say, or do? What do they normally think? What do they normally say? What do they normally do? Right? We're going to answer this question real time. Take your time. I notice you guys, sometimes you go into these trainings and they just teach and talk and talk and talk and you don't get anything done. We're going to get something done here. I'm going to show you how to build $1 million brand. Right? Okay. So first question is, the question out there is, what do the people who come into your brand, your ideal customers, your ideal client avatar, what do they normally think, say, or do? And you don't have to be long. Just what are some of the things they normally think? What are some of the things they normally say? What are some of the things they normally do? Right? Take a few minutes and go ahead and type that into the chat, and then we'll go ahead and move on to the next thing. Because I'm going to show you how to build this thing out. I'm going to show you how you can really disrupt the marketplace. Okay? So go ahead and type that in. So Kimberly Shank says, some of the people say, I hate my job, I'm stuck in my business, right? These are some of the things they normally think, say, or do. So go ahead, just write down what are the people that you normally work with think, say, or do prior to them working with you. Prior to them working with you, what do they normally think, say, or do? And take a few moments and go ahead and put that into the chat. Okay? They think they're not important. They say they can't speak. And they will write the book eventually. They live in depression and never finish. Okay, got it. Good answers, good answers, good answers. Okay, now, the first point of disruption is challenging what your clients normally think and what your clients normally say and what your clients normally do. That is the first POD. That is the first point of disruption. So here's my question for you. How do you challenge what they think? How do you challenge what they say? How do you challenge what they do? So how do you challenge what they think? So what are some of the competing thoughts that you're saying, hey, think this way? Like point of disruption for me. I don't believe in return on investment. I believe in return on finish. That is a point of disruption because most of my people think about how much money I put in and how much money I'm gonna get out. Where I think about how much stuff did you finish, and if you finish, you're gonna get out. But I don't care how much money you put in. If you don't finish, you ain't getting nothing out. It's my point of disruption. So I want you to just take a few minutes and focus on a point of disruption for the people that normally come to your space. How are you going to disrupt them? What are you going to say? What's going to be sort of your catch line? What are you going to do? What are you going to do that is going to radically shake up who they normally are? How do you challenge them? Because we start out with first challenging them, your customers, right? So challenge them. I want you to push them. And by the way, I might even bring some of you up to the stage. By the way, if you feel like if you want to come onto the hot seat, you want to work this thing out real time, raise your hand in the chat. I'll bring you right on here. We'll work that thing out right now, right here, today. Work out getting your brain to the point of disruption. Right? Okay. All righty. Take a few minutes and see. I want to make sure what is it that you want to be free from? What does you want to be free to do? Okay. All right. So, Dr. Stacy, I'm going to tweak this for you just a little bit. I'm going to give you a formula. You can use this. You can use this formula. Free from plus free to equals freedom. So it's point of disruption. Write this formula down, Dr. Stacy. Free from plus free to equals freedom. So you don't get freed from something for no reason. You get freed from something because God wants you to be free to do something, right? And because I know you have a spiritual brain, right? So free from plus free to equals freedom. So how will you ever know you're free if you never use your freedom? You'll never know if you're free. So how will you ever know if you're free unless you test the bounds of your freedom? Right? So free from, you got free from some things. What are the things that you got free from? Why did you get free from this? Okay, great. Right? Now what did you get free from? I got free from this. Well, why did you get free from this? What was the universal? What was God trying to free you from so that you could do what? Right? They freed the slaves in Egypt. Got freed from, right? They got freed from the Pharaoh to get freed to do what? right? So freedom is not just do whatever you want. Freedom is about purpose. Freedom is about purpose, right? Dr. Stacey, I'm gonna go ahead and bring you right onto the stage. Let's get to it. You were bold, and Dr. Stacey, welcome to the stage.
Hello, how are you? Wait a minute.
Pretty
Trying to
good.
make everything work. All right, there we go.
Right,
How are
hey,
you?
Stacey, what's
How you
happening?
doing?
What's going on? Talk to me.
Hey. So what I say is, so when people, I do a lot of classes and stuff on Clubhouse, and so the way that I do it, I say, what is it that you want to do, and what is it that you want to be free to do? Or no, I said, what do you want to be free from, and what do you want to be free to do? And the reason why I ask it that way is because some people are they want to be free from insecurity. They want to be free from um, the effects of rejection, because all of these things have created behaviors and habits that, they can say, well, I'm starting a book and I'm starting a business, but there are certain things that are hindering me in my processes. Maybe I don't think that I'm good enough, so I'm not pushing to the level of my excellence. And so generally they'll write down what it is that they want to be free from. They want to be free from a lot of things that occurred to them when they happened. They happened when they were young, 5, 6, 7, 8. But these are mental strongholds that are keeping them from moving forward. And it's really generally around how other people perceive them. So I do that, and then I have them write down what they want to be free to do, and then we start working it in the middle from there.
Okay, got it. All right, so a couple of questions that I have for you. Right,
Okay.
first, let's kind of frame, because we started with the basics. M plus M plus M equals M. Movement plus message plus methodology equals money. Right. So let's
Right.
start with your movement first. Let's name that movement. Why? Because embedded in the name of everything is its purpose. So what is the name of you? What is the name of your tribe? Either you have one or we need to create one.
It's courageous walkers.
Okay, so we got courageous walkers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the purpose of that tribe is to,
Move them from victim to victor.
okay, got it. So to go from victim to victor, got it. Good job, right? And this is primarily, is your movement primarily for tall people, short people, women, men? Who's it for?
I hate to say that it's just for women, because I do
Exactly.
have men
No, you
that
should have to say, I knew the answer.
it's for anybody who wants to be free.
Okay, listen to me closely. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Marketing to everybody is the same as marketing to nobody,
Right.
right? And so what happens is, everybody want to be free. Like, let me use that as an example. If you got locked up for, let's just say, for being a bad person when you were young, right?
Well, I would say it would be for people who are in helping, caring professions. I want to
All
I
right.
want to
So
say it for like,
let me tell you a story, right? So let me back up. Marketing to everybody, same as marketing to nobody, right? And so when you're choosing your tribe, right? I knew your tribe was women without even asking. I knew that, right? But I wanted to make you say it, because so many times we are afraid to like market to our people, because like there are a lot of different ways to get free. Like, you're not Johnny Cochran, so you don't specialize in helping people become legally free, right?
right,
Right. So
right,
there's some specificity to the type of freedom that you provide, that you want to kind of build into your tribe structure, right? And the reason why I'm making you say this out loud is for a reason. One time I was in Paris. I went to the Louvre, and we were at our hotel, and they took us to the museum, and we got on the tour bus to go to the museum. Basically, when we got to the museum, we got off the bus. But before we got off the bus driver told us, he said, "Listen, there are a whole lot of buses that look exactly the same, because all the tour buses look the same." Right? He said there are many tour buses like mine, but there's only one tour bus for you. And he said the way that you know that this is your tour bus is, see this flag? This flag is your tour bus. And he gave everybody a little flag, right? A little flag. So you know that this is your flag, right? That when you get out here and you see all these 100 buses, Don't look for all the buses that look alike. Look for the bus that's flying your flag, right? And so sure enough, we went there after a couple of hours, we eating food, we joking. When we come out, everybody's starting to leave. It's like 4 o'clock. We get out there and it's buses everywhere, right? There's buses everywhere, right?
Buses everywhere.
Lo and behold, I go into my little book bag, look at my little flag. I'm like, yep, look for my flag. Where my flag at, right? And all of a sudden, I learned that one of the most valuable things about marketing, and that is fly your flag. Right? And so, because if you don't fly your flag, when you don't fly your flag, the people that's for you can't find you, right? Courageous Walkers is it's an organization or it's a tribe for women who are looking to get free from toxic relationships, from limiting beliefs, right? Yeah. From destructive behavior, right? In anything that's been holding them back from the life they deserve. It's time to courageously and boldly walk in your purpose. Welcome to Courageous Walkers. We don't just talk it, we what?
Walk it.
Walk it. See? See, we're framing it up. Does everybody, by the way, let me just check into the chat. Does everybody kind of see what's happening here? Is everybody kind of seeing it come together? She's now flying her flag. Now they can find you. Your bus is sitting out there the whole time, right? They came out into the internet world. They came out into these internet streets. They came out into the Facebook world, and they've been looking. And it's a whole bunch of coaches, and it's a whole bunch of mentors, and it's a whole bunch of programs, and it's a whole bunch of this, and they can't find you because you ain't fly your flag. So rule number 1, fly your flag. Everybody type it. Fly your flag, right? And so don't worry, this is recorded, so you get a chance to kind of come back and
because I was like,
don't worry, you can come back, get that little language shit, right? But that's your movement. Because the first rule of the movement, right, is to say, oh, okay, well, here's my movement. The movement is the concept or the idea that people rally together around. Concept or idea that people rally together around. Now, by the way, before we move on to that next section, if anybody want to raise their hand, get on this hot seat, start fixing your business real time, you better raise your hand so I can pull you to this stage. If that's what you need for your business. Okay. By the way, Chrissy Anderson says, yeah, that's what it is. She with it. Okay. Let me just go over here to make sure I ain't got nobody else got their hands up. Want to make sure I miss no alerts. Okay, got it. Just make sure. All right, let me just make sure I miss no. They got so many buttons here. I got to just make sure I miss nobody's notes. All right. Anybody else need to come to stage? Now's your chance. Okay. So Dr. Stacy, now what's happening is you got to disrupt them, right? And you got to say something that's going to shake them up, right? So you might say something like, you're not free because you're too in love, right? With what's been holding you back, right? And they be like, what? I ain't in love. Yes, you are. You too in love to what's been holding you back. You comfortable with your situation. It's just a new way of saying you comfortable with your situation. Whole lot of people want to be free, right? But they got so comfortable with their limiting belief. They got so comfortable with their jail, right? Is they've learned to call their prison home.
And so what I say is that they use it as a security blanket.
Yeah, whatever you want to say to disrupt them that, right? But you've learned to call your personal prison home, right? And what's happening is you've been away from home for so long. You've been away from the place that you're supposed to live in for so long, right? That you don't even realize that this ain't your home, right? And you're in the zoo of toxins and all that kind of good stuff. So I want you to work on that framing, right? Because I want you, and the disruption is going, you got to keep pushing. Let me give you another example of disruption, and then I'm going to bring you Mary Jones to the stage.
Okay.
I have been working with Black entrepreneurs for 25 years.
Okay.
That's how long I've been working with them. But I didn't find my disruption for them probably until about 10 years ago. And I remember the moment that I hit it. I remember the moment that the thought came into my mind. I remember the moment that I said it, and it changed everything. And the statement is that the number one problem facing today's Black entrepreneur is an addiction to our labor as the primary mechanism by which we generate revenue. And the biggest problem that we have is we're addicted to our labor. And I talked about how we came here as slaves and how that we've gotten so addicted to our labor that we now value our labor more than we value our thoughts, right? And there's more money in what you know than what you do. Now, the moment that I said it from the stage, it froze the entire room. It grew BlackCEO to 218,000 members in literally under 18 months, right? We were there. We were at 40,000 members in our first 72 hours. It was so disruptive. And so you keep tweaking that statement and tweaking that statement. I'm gonna say it again so you hear it. It's like that one statement like if you ever give a TED talk, right? You need that one disruptive statement. So I'm gonna say it again. The number one problem facing today's Black entrepreneur is an addiction to our labor as the primary mechanism by which we generate revenue. And you just let it hang. So when I say that statement that disrupts them, I need you to make that statement and then just let it hang. Let it just permeate their soul. Let it just they're like, ooh, it's gotta be, everybody write this down. You need a mic drop statement. Mic drop, like, ooh, they just snatched my soul. Mic drop statement. That's what you want. So you keep working on that power statement till it's the type of statement where it's like you can freeze a room. You got that, Dr. Stacy?
I got it. Thank you so much.
That's your first POD. Your first POD, right? And yours is based upon spiritual principles, right?
Yes.
All right. So let me help you out, right? In the Bible, they talked about the pool of Bethesda, right? I know.
Yes, sir.
It's always a kid, right? And the angel will come down and do what? Stir the water, right? And when he would come down and do what? Stir the water, the first person who got into the water would be what?
Healed,
right? And then along came Jesus. There was this guy laying. He was laying. He was saying, Jesus was like, hey, man, what's up? What's wrong? He was like, I have nobody to put me in the water. And Jesus was like, hey, you need somebody to put in the water. And then the guy started explaining, see, Jesus, let me tell you how this works. See, the angel come down, right? He stirred the water up, and then the first person get in, he was trying to explain to Jesus how the whole angel thing worked. And then Jesus just told him,
get up
your mat and walk, right? And what happened was, what Jesus was trying to tell him is that, like, it's not the water. It's the disruption in your beliefs. It's the disruption of your thoughts. He challenged, you needed to have your thoughts disrupted. You needed to have your beliefs disrupted, right? In order for the physical manifestation that you needed to see in your life. That's why you lame. You lame because you live in the prison of your own beliefs. You lame because you live in the prison of your own ideology. You're lame because you live in the prison of your self-doubts. You're lame because you live in the prison of your fears. That's why you lame, right? The angel was just coming down to disrupt, right, your beliefs, and you needed to see something before your beliefs were disrupted. And if you didn't see something, right, then your beliefs weren't disrupted. And that's why we tell you that every brand must have a movement. But listen to it again, because I want you to hear it differently, right? I want you to hear it from the spiritual context. Every movement must have a moment, but those moments must be what? Disruptive. And it's the disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. See, when the water got disruptive, what really happened was their beliefs got disrupted. And because their beliefs got disrupted, they can now get the physical manifestation. What am I telling y'all? Y'all ain't stirring the water. That little old hymn that they be talking about, God's going to trouble the water. They keep singing the song. They're like, you gotta disrupt some people. Some of y'all trying to fit in too much. Because y'all trying to fit in too much, y'all do no disruption. That's why ain't no transformation. That's why there ain't no change for your people, changing life. You got to disrupt the party. You got to disrupt. You got to stir the pot, right?
Yes.
You look at these nuts out here right now, these political nuts that's just doing all manner of craziness. You know why they keep creating momentum? Because they'll go out there and stir the pot. They disrupt. And the problem is, you trying to fit in. They're like, nah, let me disrupt you so you can see, right? So you can see me, hear me, pay attention to me. Now let me put something into your train of thought, and now let me make you do something. You become more disruptive. Matter of fact, what's so interesting is most people, 50 cents. Okay, let's take it out of the spiritual realm. Let's take it into the natural realm. 50 Cent, y'all know who he is, the rapper. Y'all been playing the song. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. You know the song.
It's my birthday.
Right? He is one of the most disruptive rappers still in the game, and he is known. They call it trolling, right? They call it trolling, right? And because he is trolling people, he is actually bringing more attention to himself than his music did. And the way that the brother got out of bankruptcy is by being so disruptive and creating such, bringing such attention to himself that he was able to take the attention that he used by trolling people, disrupting the water, and then direct it to, oh, by the way, let me tell you about the show I got going on called Power. Now it's the #1 most watched show amongst African Americans. He got the top 4 most watched shows amongst African Americans. He got stops 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? How do you do it? Disruption. And if you ever watch him, he's always disrupting the show. Because that's disruptive. Right? And so what's happening is y'all not disrupting. You follow? You follow what I'm saying? Every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive. It's a disruptive moment within your movement and give it momentum. What is disruption? Challenging the norm. Challenging what your people normally think. I'm talking about your people. I ain't talking about A people. I'm talking about your people. What people? The people that's part of your movement, right? The movement is the concept or the idea that people rally together around. Challenge your people. The people that's a part of your movement. People that's rallying together around your concept, rallying together around your idea, right? Challenge them. Challenge what? Challenge what they think. Challenge what? Challenge what they say. Challenge what? Challenge what they do. It's called your point of disruption. You got it, Dr. Stacy?
I got it.
The party.
I got it. Thank you so much.
One time I went to a funeral. I ain't know no better. I was a little on the young side. I had my little black suit on, and I just felt like being stylish, right? So I threw a lime green shirt on. Man, everybody in there was, to this day, people say, man, you remember that time you came to Deacon something funeral when you had that green shirt on? I disrupted the party. I unintentionally did it, but it was disruptive. And so a lot of times we don't want to be disruptive, and because we've been taught to sing our ABCs the same way, right? To do everything the same way, that we forget that you were never called to be the same. You were always called to be an original. Original thoughts, original ideas, original concept. All right, raise your hand if you want to get to this stage. Mary Jones, I'm bringing you to the stage. And I'm going to go ahead and release you, Dr. Stacy.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Does that help you?
It did. Yes, sir.
All right, let's get to it. Let's get to the next person. I'm going to Mary Jones. Mary Jones, welcome to the stage. Oh, 1 second. Welcome to the stage here. And let me just...
And it does look like you have questions in the queue.
Okay, thank you. And I saw that. I said you got questions in the queue. Let me just check those out. I am starting a streaming channel on Roku. Tima, got you. Trying to figure out the best way to monetize my subscription. Got you, Tima. We're going to be covering that. Also, open up an e-commerce store. Would you have any advice? I got a lot of advice to give you, Tima. We're going to get down to it. Let me help Mary, and then we're going to keep on pushing, right? All right, Mary Jones, talk to me.
Hello.
Hey, man. What's happening? Welcome to the hot seat. Welcome to the 7-figurepreneur hot seat. Talk to me.
So my business is vision to reality. And a lot of times, I work with newbies, but also people that have been established for a while. And they find themselves stuck because they don't have clarity in their vision. They think it's because I have too much work to do and I'm not able to get things done and this isn't going right anymore. But when I peel back the onions, they don't have clarity to the original intent of their business. So I work with them to do that. And I just put together, I just thought about maybe a couple of weeks ago what you were saying about a tribe. And so what I've come up with so far, I'm still tweaking it, is King and Queen's Business Accelerators. Because
I got you. All right, so let's embed. Everybody write this down. Everybody type in chat. I want you to write this down too, man. Embedded in the name of everything is their purpose. Embedded in the name of everything is his purpose. Embedded in the name of everything is its purpose, right? And it's better for it to be clear than it is to be cute, right? It's better to be clear than it is to be cute. Let me ask you a question, Mary Jones. Yeah. Are you done yet? Are you done yet? Let me just ask you a question. Are you done yet?
No.
You obviously only about 21 years old, but are you done yet?
Not yet, babe.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Are the people that you work with, that your clients, are they done yet?
No, they're not.
Like they want to do more in life. They want to do more in their future. They not done yet, right? They just getting started, right?
Just getting started.
right? And so what we know is that these people who are trying to move from vision to reality, that's the brand, right? But the brand still needs a movement. It's really a tribe of people that's not done yet. They're not done with fulfilling their vision, fulfilling their future. They're not done with changing the world. They're not done with making an impact, right? And so your tribe could easily just be called, we're not what?
Done.
We're not done. And one last word, what? Yet. We're not done yet. So my Facebook group, my little tribe, my little t-shirt, you know what it says? We're not done yet, right? That's all it is, right? It's a group of people that just say, hey, man, we're not done. We got a lot to do in this world. We got impact to make. We got lives to change. We got things to do. We got a world to change, right? Because we're what?
Not done yet.
Done yet, right? Embedded in the name of everything is its purpose. Now, see, remember I told you fly your flag? There's a whole bunch of people out there that just saying, I'm not done yet. I ain't done with my life yet. I ain't even got started, right? I ain't done yet. I ain't wrote my book yet. I ain't started my 7-figure business yet. Right? I ain't start my t-shirt line yet. I ain't start my makeup line yet. Right? I ain't leave my legacy yet. We're not done yet. Right? Now, what the initials at? Where? That's W-D, right? We're W-N-D. Yeah. So W-N-D-Y, right? Yeah. We're not done yet. What's your hashtag? Hashtag W-N-D-Y. Hashtag we're not done yet. You know what the name of your movement is? We're not done yet. Right? Man, that's your movement. Every brand has to have a movement, right? And that movement is the concept or the idea that people rally together around. Now, when you do your conference, guess what the name of your conference is called? The name of your conference is called what? We're not done yet. Feel like you left too many things in this life unfinished. Feel like you've left to create the impact that you want to have in the world. Feel like you've left too many things undone. Feel like you haven't wrote that book, started that business, or left your mark on the world. This is the conference for you. This is the organization for you. Anybody out there feeling what she's talking about? If you're feeling what she's talking about, go ahead and type it to the chat. We're not done yet. Go ahead and type that into the chat. We're not done yet. Holla if you're here, brother. Does that help you, Mary Jones?
Yes, it does.
All right. M plus M equals M. Movement plus message plus methodology equals money. Movement is the concept, the idea that people rally together around, right? Hashtag WDNY. WNDY. We're not done yet. That's your name of your Facebook group.
It is. I got it.
That's the name of your conference. And you want to go right over to GoDaddy and type in we're not done yet.com. That's your domain.
I'm going to go get it today.
Yes. Make that happen. Make that happen. Yes. All righty.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All righty, y'all. See, listen. I told you it starts with the movement. Everybody want to get down to doing the fancy stuff. You got to go back to the basics, right? The movement is the concept or the idea that people rally together around. Give them something that they can rally around. Give them something that's like, ooh, that's my tribe right there. That's for me. Then every movement must have a moment. That's a dispensation of time of heightened relevancy, right? Got to have a moment where it's relevant right now. And those moments must be disrupted. What is disruption? Challenging the norm, challenging what people normally think, say, or do. Challenging what you normally think, say, or do. Challenging what you normally think, say, or do. And then challenging what the industry normally thinks, says, or does. If you know your challenge propositions, everybody write this down. If you know your challenge proposition in those 3 areas, then you can disrupt the market. You got to challenge what they normally think, say, or do. That's your customer. Challenge what you normally think, say, or do. That's you, right? Your business, right? And then challenge what the industry normally thinks, says, or does. That's your competition. This is called your challenge proposition. If your challenge proposition is not there, your Facebook ads ain't gonna work. Your pages, your sales pages, they ain't gonna convert. When you get on stages, your speeches, your events, they ain't gonna convert because it's not disruptive. Okay, because it's the disruption in your movement that creates the momentum. That's why your brain is stagnant. All right, before we go to the next stage, everybody type what's your biggest takeaway? What's your biggest takeaway so far? Right, go type it to the chat. What's your biggest takeaway so far? Remember, I don't do passive participation, right? I do be all in, right? Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Drusella, right? Dana says she's here for the party, right? She's with it, okay? And remember, anybody that wants to come onto that hot seat and work on your brand, you raise your hand. I'll bring you to the stage. We'll make that thing work. We'll make it pop, right? All right. Your challenge proposition. Everybody put what your biggest takeaway is, right? What's your biggest takeaway so far? Put that in there. Be disruptive, whatever your biggest takeaway is. Because I wanted to do this in such a way where it was not just like a PowerPoint presentation. I wanted y'all to get some real nuggets, some real breakthroughs, right? Y'all can watch a presentation on any day. You can't get me on any day, okay? All right, everybody's put their main thing in there. All right, let's get back to the presentation. All right. So we know that movement is the same thing as your community. It's the same thing as your tribe. It's the same thing as your marketplace. Movement, community, tribe, marketplace. So you hear me say you got your movement plus message plus methodology equals money. The first thing we're going to be dealing with today is your movement. But some people, you're like, oh, what's the movement? Movement is the same thing as your community. Well, what's your movement? What's movement is the same thing as your tribe. And for all my people, my MBAs, my educated folks, the movement is the same thing as your marketplace. So the first thing you got to do is you got to create your marketplace. When I say create your marketplace, I mean create your movement. When I say create your marketplace, I mean create your movement. By the way, Drusella, I see you raise your hand. Don't worry, I'm going to come to you, right? The second thing you got to do, is you got to control the marketplace, right? You got to control the marketplace, meaning I set the value. Everybody type that into the chat. I set the value. By the way, Tima, I see you out there. There's a way for you to raise your hand so I can pull you to the stage, Tima. So I forget where the button is, but there's a way for you to raise your hand, and then it allows me to pull you to the stage. So go ahead and raise your hand. But I see it. You got to hit the button somewhere on your screen, and it'll let you raise your hand, that I can pull you to the stage, okay? All right, so I want everybody to type into the chat. I set the value. Man, let me tell you something. See, when you control the marketplace, you can control the value of the products and the service that you offer in the marketplace. People are like, hey, man, I can get this service over there, and I can get this service over there. They can get that service over here. They can get that service over there. Yeah, but it's my marketplace. And so I sell my products and services in my marketplace for the price that I set, because I set the value. See, one time I was in Florida, because my parents go to Florida every year. They go to Orlando, and they go to this big old sort of vendor swap meet kind of thing, right? It's all these vendors and tables. And I went to table number 1, and they had T-shirts for like one for $25. They had another guy. He was next door. He was not even next door, next to the person, because they had tables out, vendor tables, right? And he was selling T-shirts, and he was saying, look, I do 2 for $35, right? And I was like, that's even a better deal. And then the person over next to him was like, look, we do 3 for $25, right? And so literally they were all selling the same Mickey Mouse T-shirt, right? They were all selling the same Donald Duck and Disneyland T-shirts, right? But they all had different prices, right? And they were in a competition to see, and they didn't realize this. They thought they were in a competition to see who could sell the most T-shirts, but they were really in a competition to see who could sell their services for the lowest price. They were really in a competition to see who could sell their services for the lowest price. It was a race to the bottom. Anybody ever feel like your services, like you feel like you're in a race to the bottom, like everybody offering and you got to drop a little bit below them, and they drop a little bit below you? See, listen. That's how it is when you go to a vendor spot, right? When you go to the bazaar, right? But I'm gonna tell you something. When I went to Nordstrom's, right? And I went to the Nordstrom's in Fort Lauderdale, and I was in not even Nordstrom. I was in Saks Fifth Avenue. And when I went into Saks Fifth Avenue, they had a T-shirt in there, and the T-shirt was fly. It was like this Ed Hardy T-shirt. I'm like, yo, this joint is dope. They wanted $98. When I took that joint to the counter, there was no negotiation. There was no, hey, can I get 2 of these Ed Hardys for 2 for $50? No, they don't even do no negotiation. When you go to Saks Fifth Avenue, when you go to Macy's, when you go to Nordstrom's, when you go there, you know, whatever that price tag is, that's the price. Ain't no negotiation. You want to know why? Because it's their store. You want to know why? Because it's their marketplace. You want to know why? Because it's their movement. You want to get higher prices for your products and services. You want to stop negotiating with clients. Bring them into your marketplace. Bring them into your tribe, right? I set the value because it's my marketplace. So again, that's why I said step 1, right? First, create the marketplace. What's the marketplace? That's your movement. The concept of the idea that people rally together around. I brought people into my tribe, into my community, into my marketplace. Marketplace and movement and tribe, all the same thing. Because I control the marketplace, now I can set the value for the products and services within my marketplace, i.e. my coaching, my syndication, my mentorship, my books, whatever the product or whatever the service is. So I set the value, right? And so I want everybody to type this in the chat. My value is not for negotiation. Put it into the chat. My value is not for negotiation. My value is not for negotiation. Stop treating your business like a bazaar. Treat your business like Saks Avenue. It's my marketplace. It's my store. I control the value of stuff that's in there. So let's keep it moving, right? After that, I got to create demand. I got to create demand for the products in my marketplace. So now I start making people want the stuff that's in my marketplace, right? In my movement, right? So most of y'all start marketing too early. You start marketing outside of the marketplace, when your real marketing starts when people get inside of your marketplace. See, what happens is there's some marketing to get you into the market. There's some marketing to get you into the store. There's some marketing to get you into the webinar. There's some marketing to get you into the virtual conference, right? There's some marketing to get you in. But I don't start actually marketing my products and services until you get in the store, until you get in the webinar, until you get in my page, right? And so what happens is the reason why y'all start burning so much money on your marketing is you start marketing your products to people who ain't even part of your tribe. When you market to people who ain't a part of your tribe, people who ain't a part of your tribe are part of everybody's tribe. Now you're competing with everybody. But when they're in your tribe, you compete with yourself. Holla if you're here, brother. We're going to keep this moving fast because I got a lot to teach you. Okay, so then, right? So remember this, that a message minus a movement, right? A message minus a movement means you got something to say. You got something to talk about. Your book is good. You got 10 degrees, got a doctor's degree, got 4 certifications, you maximum certified, whatever you got. But a message minus a movement equals no people, equals no marketplace, equals nobody for you to talk to. It means there ain't nothing for them to rally together around. So your message has no meaning to them because there's no tribe, there's no movement. First comes the movement. Movement plus message plus methodology equals money, equals manifestation, right? And so you got to give them something to rally together around first, right? I don't care who we're talking about. I don't care if we're talking about Barack Obama or Donald Trump. Both of them still built the tribe, and then once they got you in their tribe, they started selling you stuff. But first, they had to get you to be a member of the tribe first. So everything starts with the first M, right? Everything starts with the movement, right? Everything starts with your community. Everything starts with your marketplace, okay? And so what do you call a person that's a part of your movement? A person that's a part of your movement is called a member, right? A person who joins your movement, right, who is inspired by your movement is really called a member. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to see, in order for you to really get to 7 figures without a struggle, without, killing yourself, you got to start creating members. Members are people who joined your tribe. And some of y'all market to strangers versus marketing to members, right? It's always more effective to market to members than it is to strangers, right? It's always more effective to market to members than it is to strangers, right? Write it. It's always more effective to market to members than it is to strangers. Write it. Okay? Write it, right? It's always more effective to market to members than it is to strangers. Write it. You will break the bank trying to market to strangers, and you ain't got it like that. Now, unless I'm mistaken and one of y'all in here, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, no? Oprah, no? Oprah's not here? No. Okay, that's none of y'all. You ain't got it like that. It's always better. It's always more effective to market to members than it is to strangers. Write it, type it, right? And so what does that mean? People need to see 20 years ago, right? People wanted to really, let me frame it. 20 years ago, people really wanted to know about your brand, right? They really wanted to know more information. But in 2022, people want to join your brand, right? And so what you got to do is you got to ask yourself the question is, why should people buy for your brand, right? And what we need people to do is we need people to join your brand. So people should buy from your brand. People should join your brand. Now, most people, you have a way for people to buy from your brand, but you don't have a way for people to join your brand. So what you want them to do in order is you want them to join your brand first, right? Join your movement, the movement of your brand, and then buy from your brand second. Why? Because it's always more effective to market to members than it is to market to strangers. So you got to give them something to join. Give them something to join. Because every brand needs a movement, right? Every brand needs a movement, right? Every brand needs a movement. Everybody write it. Every brand needs a movement, right? Because we're going through these slides very quickly. Every brand needs a movement and every brand needs members, right? Every brand needs a movement and every brand needs members. So what happens is the movement is the concept of the idea that people rally together around. Now that they're rallying together around, you give them the opportunity to join your brand. And when they join your brand, they become members. So what's lacking from your brand is you ain't got members. You don't have members. That's what's missing. You're missing the members. You're missing the members. That's what's missing. You're missing the members. Everybody write it. I need a movement and I need members. I need a movement and I need members. Write it, right? Because what we're in is now we're in the rise, right, of what we call an MDO. And so what we're talking about today is creating your MDO, your membership-driven organization, your MDO, your membership-driven organization, right? And so what happens is you write this down. One-time payments make you one-time rich. We're going to get into this a little bit later. But when you got a member, now you can create revenue on a recurring basis because you got a member. And see, the thing about it is we all members of something, right? And if you think about it, think about companies like American Express. You think about companies like Amazon Prime, Apple Music, T-Mobile, Costco, Blue Apron. These are all membership-driven companies. As a matter of fact, the biggest difference between American Express and Visa is that Visa is a card that anybody can get. American Express, if you call any American Express management or manager or anybody in there, they'll tell you American Express is not a credit card. They will tell you that. They will say, we are not a credit card company. We are a membership-driven organization, right? And we give our members the benefit of carrying our membership card, which gives them certain benefits. They consider their card to be a membership card, not a credit card, right? And that's why in their slogan, embedded in the name of everything in this person, their slogan is membership. Membership has its value, right? And so membership has its benefits, right? And so their whole little slogan is around membership, right? Membership has its benefits. Membership has its value, right? Their whole slogan around American Express is about membership because they're a membership-driven organization. The reason why Apple Music, which was formerly iTunes, is because they wanted to make more money. By the way, today, do you know what they announced? That they about to turn the iPhone into a subscription-based service. This little thing right here, they're about to say, we done. They just released it today. Go ahead and look it up. They said that today, the next iteration, they're getting ready to turn this into a subscription service. They're like, no more buying the phone. Now you need to have a monthly subscription to own this phone. Why? Because one-time payments will make you one-time rich. And what they said is that the reason that they're doing it is to increase profitability. Right? T-Mobile did the same thing. These are all membership-driven companies. And so Volvo has a membership, BMW now. Volvo has a membership where you can now, you can get a membership to their club and you get a chance to switch your car every 6 months. They pay for the insurance. They pay for the maintenance. You just drive the car, pay your membership. All these companies are setting up membership-driven models, right? And so all of these billion-dollar brands are setting up million-dollar models. And the question you got to ask yourself is, what's up with you? Where is your membership model? You joining everybody else's membership, but why you ain't let nobody join yours? So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get real. You're going to have to change your business model. You're going to have to change your business model into something that's producing real revenue. You got to leave the land of feast and famine, right? Feast and famine is where you got stop and go revenue, right? Feast and famine is where, it's the hunter versus the farmer, right? The hunter says everything that you consume, you got to kill it first, right? Everything that you consume, you got to kill it first. So it's like, let me just get this sale. Let me just, it's those old type of salespeople. They're like, buy, right? Right. Sell till they buy or die. Sell till they buy or die. And nobody even likes buying from a person like that. They feel overly salesy. They feel nasty to touch. They feel like, you don't want to be that person. You're not really the hunter. And don't worry, we were all trained that way. drain every penny from their bank account, get them to charge their credit card to the hilt, right? Because they hunters, they got a hunter model, right? But so what happens is people who hunt, they got a capture, kill, eat model, CKE. It's called CKE. They capture the client, kill the client, drain all their bank account, and then eat them, right? And then they move on to the next client. Capture, kill, eat. It feels like you almost going to a used car salesman, right? Let me sell you this $15,000 program that's going to change your life. It don't. Oh, why didn't it change your life? Because you needed my other little upsell that's going to help you even change your life even more. You bought it. It didn't change. Oh, why didn't it work? Because you got to buy something else. And be like, oh, well, I'm running out of money. Oh, can't do anything else. Guess we ate you. Gotta get another client. Capture the client, kill the client, eat the client. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Versus the farmer, right? And so what I had to learn, what I had to do, what I had to come to grips with, one thing I realized is, man, people are sick and tired of upsell hell. They tired of that, man. Buy, right? You know, sell till they buy or die. No, that is for the birds, right? And so what starts to happen is you see this over and over again, and they start to feel this stress, this pressure, this frustration with, I'm buying. That's that return on investment model, ROI, man, which is not ROF, which is I'm trying to swipe my way to success, you know, swipe and see. But your credit card is not the secret to your success. That part. Your credit card is not the secret to your success. It's okay. You can write that. Your credit card is not the secret to your success. I want to show y'all something. That's called a mic drop moment. Remember I told you I got to disrupt the client? Remember I told you that earlier? Point of disruption? That was the POD. Your credit card is not the key to success. Them 16 digits ain't got nothing to do with your success. That's what I mean by a point of disruption. Every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive. It's the disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. What is disruption? Challenging the norm. Challenging what they normally think, what they think. They think about how much it's going to cost. Challenging what they normally, right, say, right? Oh, right. Well, can I get a payment plan? Can I do this? What are they going to challenging what they normally do? Swipe their credit card. Nah, stop. Before you even do any of that, let's talk about what it's going to require of you before we even get into what the investment is. Right? Disruption, right? So you got to be more like the farmer. Everything the farmer consumes, it grows it first. Everything the hunter consumes, it kills it first. See, everything the farmer consumes, it replaces and replenishes. See, the farmer is committed to the growth of the people in their tribe. That's why I want you to farm. Be like a farmer. The farmer doesn't use a CKE model. The farmer uses a CKG model. Capture the client, keep the client, grow the client, capture the client's imagination, right? Keep them coming back for more because you're doing so much for them, and grow them through the products and services that you offer. Capture the client, keep the client, grow the client. So you either run a CKE or you run a CKG, CKE or CKG. You got to be you a member of one of those two tribes. And so the one thing that I've learned in all these things that I've done is sometimes you don't need more clients. Sometimes you don't need more customers. Sometimes you need more of the clients and customers that you already have spending more money with you. Biggest mistake that most of y'all make, you think you need more clients, and you probably don't. Biggest mistake that most entrepreneurs make, I need more customers. You probably don't. Sometimes you don't need more clients, and sometimes you don't need more customers. Sometimes you need more of the clients and customers that you already have spending more money. Through what? A membership model. Apple is saying, we don't really need more clients. We just need to put them clients on monthly payment programs. Instead of them paying AT&T to get a discount on the phone and doing all this stuff, let them get their membership directly through us. Now they bypass, now the money that was going to AT&T, now go ahead come to Apple. Because Apple realized one thing. Sometimes you don't need more clients. Sometimes you need more of the clients and customers that you already had spending more money. POD, on the disruption. Hope y'all seeing it. Y'all seeing what I'm putting down? Are y'all seeing the connection points? Are y'all seeing this? Right? So, all right, so let's get into it, right? One-time sales. Don't worry, Tamara, I'm still coming to you, right? I'm coming to you, man. Don't worry, I got you. Right? One-time sales will make you one-time rich. That's what Apple realized. Right? That's what American Express realized. That's what these companies realize. They don't want one-time payments. One-time sales will make you one-time rich. That's why I don't even pay attention to other people like, look, I just made 6 figures in my business. I'll be like, all right. Soon as you ain't got no more people to buy your products and services, where your money gonna come from? You gonna go out and beg some more people? You better off taking care of the people you already have. keeping them, turning them into recurring customers because they love your service. Anybody can get to 6 figures one time. Ain't no big deal. Whoop-de-doo. Anybody can get to 7 figures one time. Just as fast you can get to 7 figures, you can get just as fast get right back to no figures. The bigger they are, the what? Harder they fall because they ain't got a recurring model. So you got to choose your model, y'all. You're going to be capture, kill, E or capture, kill, grow. CKE or CKG. Choose. Type it into the chat. What's it going to be? CKE or CKG? Who you going to be? CKE, CKG. Who you going to be? CKE or CKG? Who you going to be? Type it into the chat. Type it into the chat. Because I want to know. CKE or CKG? All right. Looks like for my CKG tribe, let's keep it moving, right? So now we get ready to talk about the Tribe of 100 blueprint to building a 7-figure plus membership-driven organization. How do you build a 7-figure plus membership-driven organization? Now, a couple of things you got to remember is that a member is a person who joins a community, right? It's a person who joins a tribe, right? It's a person who joins a movement. Remember, the membership, the movement, the community, the marketplace, the tribe, all the same thing. So the one thing you got to remember is that tribe, when we say tribe is about a commitment to something greater than yourself. Tribe is about a commitment to someone other than yourself. That's what I'm talking about with a tribe. It's that commitment to something greater than yourself. It's that commitment to someone other than yourself. Powerful people ask powerful questions. What is that commitment for you? So what is that responsibility? It's that tribe is about a responsibility to something greater than yourself. What is your brand doing that is greater than yourself? Like, what is it about? Is it about freeing women from toxic relationships like the lady that came up to the stage before? And this is a real question. What is your response? What's that greater than thing? And everybody type into the chat that my brand is responsible for. It's got to be something greater, right, than yourself. And it's got to be somebody other than yourself. So first, what is that thing? What's that greater than thing that your brand is committed to, that your movement is committed to, that your tribe is committed to, right? Everybody type that into the chat because that's what I want to see, right? Good. Welcome, welcome Vanessa K. Welcome Gisela. Welcome Karen. Welcome Valencia. Welcome Karen Yates. Welcome Latoya Dansby. Welcome to all the people watching in the course. Welcome Chrissy Anderson. Welcome Jolene. Welcome Mary, right? Welcome Valencia, right? Go ahead, type into the chat. What is that thing that you committed to that's greater than yourself? Right? What's that thing that you're committed to? What is the thing that you're committed to that's greater than yourself? See, I thought of BlackCEO as an arc. And it was an arc for Black entrepreneurs who were looking for a way to really feed their families and to be an asset to their communities, right? And to really create this generational wealth, right? And it was really designed to empower them. Right. And it was greater than myself. It's like, it's not about how much money I can make. It's about helping them generate real revenue for their businesses. Right. And so what's that greater than thing? What's that greater than statement for you? Right. And then the second question is now that you're answering that greater than thing, right, is who are you committed to other than yourself? Like, I'm committed. Let me tell you who I'm committed to other than myself. I'm committed to Black entrepreneurs. Right. I'm committed to Black thought leaders. I'm committed to really Black authors who want to experience the type of financial freedom that allows them to live a life of abundance, right? To spend quality time with their family, to do more for their loved ones, right? And to leave, right, a legacy, right, of success and finishing and people that they can be, that so their children's children can look back and say, that was the beginning. That was my father. That was my great-grandfather. That was my great-grandmother. Here's what they built for me. What's that greater than thing? What's that greater than thing? And what's that person that you're committed to other than yourself? Put it into the chat. This is all a part of your brand. This is all part of your brand language. Right, remember this? By the way, let me tell you why I'm focused on it. People don't buy products and services. People buy the brand. People don't buy cookies. They buy Chips Ahoy. People don't buy cookies. They buy Oreos. People don't buy orange juice. They buy Tropicana. People don't buy products. They buy the brand. The brand represents what you want people to feel, think, and say. And the reason, right, the branding is how people assess value in the products and services that you offer. Branding is how people assess value in the products and services that you offer, right? And if your brand is not tight, right, then they don't see value in the products and services that you offer. So your value proposition is automatically lowered due to the lack of work that you put into your brand, i.e., that it's impossible for anything that you finish to return unto you void, but everything that you leave unfinished will return unto you as a deficit because you ain't finished your brand. What's showing up is a deficit in your pricing structure, a deficit in what you charge people because there's a deficit in your value proposition. Holla if you hear, brother. Holla if you hear me. Holla if you hear, brother. I'm trying to tell you something. Your products and services ain't worth a damn if your brand ain't right. Excuse my language, but I wanted to make sure you felt the impact. It ain't worth a doggone thing if your brand proposition is not there. The brand is how people assess value in the products and services that you offer. We pay $1,500 now for an iPhone because of the brand, because there are a whole lot of phones out there that's better and cheaper. But we want the brand. I want an iPhone. Your kids want an iPhone. Telling you, that tribe, man, that tribe is part of your brand. That tribe is part of your brand. You might not like Trump, but he got a bunch of nuts out there and they are down with his brand. I'm trying to tell you, man, that tribe is your brand and he crushing them. He's selling them hats for $100. He's selling them a $2, a 50-cent hat for $100. Literally. The tribe, everybody write this down. Your tribe represents your brand. Your tribe, right, is an extension of your brand. Write it. You better know it. And the brand is how people assess value in the products and services that you offer. The brand represents what you want people to feel, what you want people to think, and what you want people to say. Better work on it. All right, keep going. Right? So let's kind of get to it, because before we take these questions, right? I'm sorry, but it's skipping through some of these slides a little quick. Right? So we're going to talk about how to unlock your seven-figure business. We're talking about the Tribe of 100 method, because we got a lot of stuff to cover in a short period of time. Right? And we're going to talk about, I'm going to give y'all 5 steps, basically 5 keys to really setting up your 7-figure plus. Everybody type in 7-figure plus, put it in there. Why 7 figures? Because 7 figures is the new 6 figures. Your 7-figure plus membership-driven organization. Your 7-figure plus membership-driven organization, right? And so step number 1, everybody get ready to write these steps down, step by step. There ain't but 5 steps for you to write down, so write them down so you can't say I ain't have it, right? Step 1, create your $100 membership product. Step 1, create your $100 a month membership product. Step 1, create your $100 a month membership product. Why $100? Because it's the first way that you beta test your marketplace. It's your easy yes product, your $100 a month membership product. Step 1, I hope you wrote it, right? Note takers and money makers, right? Is create your $100 a month membership product. Step 2, I know this is overly simplistic. Launch your $100 a month membership product. Some of y'all are like, how do I launch? What do I do? Hey, listen, there's another masterclass intensive called the Babe to Boss, right? Product launch formula that Spaulding is going to be teaching in the next session, right? In the next session. And those of you who are watching it on the course, you can just click on that one, right? But you got to launch it, right? You got to have a very specific launch strategy. You got to have a launch funnel, right? And so what you want to do is you got to create it, and then you got to create a launch funnel. It's called a product launch funnel, right? So you launch your $100 membership product using a product launch funnel. Everybody type into the chat, product launch funnel, right? A PLF, a product launch funnel, right? And so what happens is you got your $100 membership. You're like, go buy my $100 membership. You post it on Facebook, buy my $100 membership, right? That ain't a funnel, right? A funnel is an online process that produces a result that's predictable, repeatable, profitable, sustainable, and scalable. I know y'all said that fast. Let me say it again. A funnel is an online process online process that produces a result that is profitable, predictable, repeatable, sustainable, and scalable. A funnel is an online process that produces a result that's predictable, repeatable, profitable, sustainable, and scalable. So you got to launch using a product launch funnel. Why you got to use a funnel? It's supposed to just offering it because it takes them through an online process. And that online process is predictable. The results are predictable. It's repeatable, so you can do it over and over again. So you don't have to keep trying to find new products to sell, right? It's predictable, repeatable. It's profitable, meaning you know that it makes money. You know your profit and loss margin. You know your real cost of COA, your cost of acquisition, right? You know your ROAS, your return on ad spend, right? You even know, you know your net, right? And then not only is that, it's sustainable, meaning that it's not some one-off that you do this quarter, but it don't work next quarter. It worked last month, but it don't work this month. You should be able to run that same program year after year after year. The iPhone been selling for the last 13 years. They keep selling this. All they keep doing is upgrading the phone using the same sales funnel. Upgrading the phone using the same sales funnel. Sustainable, right? And then scalable. You should be able to scale it from 6 figures to 7 figures to 8 figures. It's scalable that you should be able to grow it. And a funnel is an online process that's predictable, repeatable, profitable, sustainable, and scalable. Some of y'all heard me. Some of y'all wrote it down. For those of you, that is probably going to be one of them life-changing moments. Most of y'all are missing a complete funnel, right? Number 3, right? Sell your $100 membership, right? Sell your $100 membership, right? And so you go from the product launch funnel into your sales funnel. You go from your product launch funnel into your sales funnel. Your sales funnel represents your upsells, your downsales, your cross sales, right? It represents your subscription sales, but it's literally the process that you're taking them through, right? It's a sales process, so it's a sales funnel, right? So it's a sales funnel that's producing a result that's predictable, repeatable, profitable, sustainable, and scalable. So you got your PLF, your product launch funnel, right? And then you got your sales funnel. So you got a product launch funnel and a sales funnel. Everybody type in product launch funnel and sales funnel. Product launch funnel and sales funnel. Product launch funnel and sales funnel. The sales funnel just represents the flow. Like they want to purchase the product, okay? How do they talk to a salesperson? How many emails do they get? How many text messages do they get? How do they get access? Is this in a membership portal? This is the sales funnel, right? So most of y'all are like, oh, I got the product launch funnel. Yeah, with sales funnel, right? So that is, now you got it. Step 3 is sell your $100 membership, right? You got to have a smooth flow for them to come into. See, when I go into Bank of America, they got one little funnel, one little line for business clients, another little line for normal people, right? Normal clients, right? They got another line for people who just want to do deposits. They got another line for people who are looking to do withdrawal. They got another place for people who want to open up bank accounts. They got another section for people who want to do loans. And then they have a flow coming in there. It's organized, right? And so step 4 is get 100 members. Step 4 is get 100 members, right? So in other words, the first true test of your sales funnel and your product launch funnel, the first true test of your Tribe of 100 model is get 100 members. 100 members doing what? Paying you $100 a month. Listen, you can't get 100 people to pay you $100 a month. You ain't ready to be in business yet. Your business ain't launched yet. Your business ain't even start yet. You don't have anything to do. You ain't leaving your job. You ain't getting up. Like some of you like, hey, I want to leave my toxic relationship. I want to leave my toxic job. You ain't leaving because you ain't got a member model. You ain't got a model that's sustainable. You ain't going nowhere. You need to get 100 people to pay you $100 a month. It's okay that they might pay you $25,000. It's okay that they might pay you $50,000. But the first thing is to get them to pay you, get 100 people to pay you $100 a month. It's the first mile marker. It's the first true test of the viability of your brand. Step 5, you're going to end up creating your first 100K. Why? Because if you got 100 people paying you $100 a month, if you got 100 people paying you $100 a month, then what's happening is you're setting yourself up for your first 100K. And so let's talk about it, right? Because my goal here is I'm going to keep it 100 with you. So we're going to do a little bit of 100K math. Here's how the 100K math works. 100K math goes a little bit like this. Let's just suppose you get 100 members paying you $100 a month. That equals $10,000 a month. That equals $10,000 a month. Well, how many months in a year? There's only 12 months in a year. If you're making $10,000 a month and it's 12 months in a year, the aggregate sales model, right? You're using an aggregated sales model. The aggregated sales model means that you will do $120,000 that year, meaning your sales trajectory, your sales forecast is 120K. See, a lot of times y'all try to deal with how much money did I make today? You got to learn how to do sales forecasting, sales projecting, right? And these ain't words for big companies like Apple. No, you got to apply this to your business. What is your sales forecast? What is your sales trajectory? What are you predicting in sales? Remember that part? Predictable. An online process, a funnel is an online process that creates a result that's predictable. Well, right? What is your sales forecast? Meaning predict how much revenue you're going to generate. How do you predict that? You can predict that. You can reliably predict that because you got 100 people paying you $100 a month. So now what's going to happen? You got 100 people paying you $100 a month, $10,000 a month times 12 months. That's not 100,000, it's $120,000 a year, and it represents hashtag my first six figures. Everybody type into the chat, hashtag my first six figures. You ain't getting the seven figures until you do six figures. So first, remember, we got to get the business to six figures, right? Before we scale, you don't scale until you get to six figures. Everybody right? You don't scale until you get to six figures. Hashtag my first six figures. Hashtag my first six figures. Don't worry, I'm going fast because we got a lot of stuff to cover, right? But you don't scale until you get to your first six figures. Hashtag my first six figures. Hashtag my first six figures. Most people try to get to $1 million. They're like, let me just you get to 100, you get to 100,000, and then you scale based upon knowing what works. Otherwise, you're gonna blow a bunch of money. That's why most people can't get to seven figures. Because they lying to people saying, all you gotta do is sell your product for $50,000. They lying to you. Listen to me closely. You create a model that produces predictable, repeatable, and profitable results. You make sure they're sustainable, and then you scale it. Right? So now I got my first six figures, right? And my first six figures is sustainable, replaceable, and replenishable. Remember that farmer? The farmer, he grows everything that before he consumes anything, right? He grows everything that he consumes. And everything that he consumes, he replaces and finishes. So now you operate in a farmer model, right? The things that you consume, you're replacing and replenishing, right? You're growing your customer base. You're replenishing their souls. You're replenishing their confidence. You're replenishing their belief systems, right? You're replenishing their results, right? It's sustainable, right? This is what we talk about when we talk about that seven-figure math, when we talk about that 100K math, right? And we ain't even finished yet, right? We just getting started, right? Everybody type into the chat, tribe of 100, because that initial tribe of 100 tells you whether your business has what it takes to be successful. That initial tribe of 100, right? Now, everybody type into tribe of 100, hashtag tribe of 100, hashtag tribe of 100. Type it into the chat. Come on now. I'm trying to get y'all there. I'm trying to get y'all to seven figures. I'm trying to get y'all there. The BlackCEO was trying to get you there. I'm trying to get you there. All right. Tribe of 100, right? All right. So now, how do you go from six figures to seven figures? My favorite part. How do you go from six figures to seven figures? I'm about to show y'all real quick because we got to move fast. How do you go from six figures to seven figures? All right. Number one, we're going to do some seven-figure math. I got to teach you a few things first. First things first. Did you know that the average person has 3.5 memberships? Do you now know that because of the pandemic, that the average person now has 6.2 memberships? The average person now has 6.2 memberships. Think about it. I got Netflix. I have AT&T, my phone. I got Apple Music. I got Apple TV. I have the membership at Planet Fitness. I got I got a membership at DoorDash. I got a membership with Uber Eats, right? Everybody list out 3 memberships. Matter of fact, list out at least 3 memberships. And if you can think of 5 memberships that you have right now, type it into the chat because I want to show y'all something, right? Even with Apple, I got like 5 memberships just within Apple because I got the Apple Protect plan to protect my phone. I got Apple Music, that's for my music. I got Apple TV so I can watch videos and stuff like that. And I got Apple, I got iCloud storage, that's monthly, right? Then I got my Google Mail account, that's a monthly service fee. I got Hulu, I got Netflix, right? Seriously, everybody write down memberships that you got. Like write them down, put it in the chat. I'm about to give you the biggest breakthrough you're gonna ever have in your life. I'm about to I'm about to put y'all on fire. I'm about to put y'all on fire. I'm about to put you on fire. I'm about to put you on fire. I'm about to put you on fire, as they say, on fire, right? Amazon, T-Mobile, Planet Fitness. Some of y'all putting it in there. So, I forgot about Sam's Club. I got Sam's Club too. Costco, right? Just go ahead, write down your membership. Write down your memberships, right? Because I told you one-time payments make you one-time rich. Somebody said Cricket, AT&T, Amazon, Kajabi, Kroger, right? right. All that, and then some. All that and then some. All that and then some. Okay? Okay. Gotcha. All right. I'm seeing what y'all putting down. I'm feeling it. Okay. Yeah. One-time payments make you one-time rich. I feel you, Dwayne Ross. All right, let's go on to that 7-figure math. Here's what I want you to know. In order for you to get to 7 figures, I want y'all, before you kind of get scared of what I'm going to show you, just hear the information, and then I'm going to show you, I'm going to make it real easy for you. You need 1,000 members paying you $100 a month. Everybody put, I need 1,000 members. Everybody type it to the chat. Type this into the chat, just like I said it. I need 1,000 members. Put it into the chat. Because it's going to change. It's going to change up. It's going to break y'all through. I need 1,000 members. I need 1,000 members paying me $100 a month. So if powerful people ask powerful questions, the question that I really got to ask myself is, how do I get 1,000 people? How do I get 1,000 members? See, powerful people ask powerful questions, right? So let's just go here, right? Write this down. I want everybody to write this question down because powerful people ask powerful questions because questions still focus. And in your business, you only get what you focus on. So I'm about to ask y'all a powerful question. Do I need 1,000 members or 1,000 people? Write it. Do I need 1,000 people or 1,000 members? Write it. Do I need 1,000 people or 1,000 members? Write it. Write it. Write it. Write the question just like I gave it to you. Do I need 1,000 people or do I need 1,000 members? Write it. Write it. Write this. Because your breakthrough is nigh. Right? I feel like I'm in church. Your breakthrough is nigh. Do I write the question just like I wrote it? Do I need 1,000 people or 1,000 members? Don't worry, I'm going to answer that question for you. Do I need 1,000 people or do I need 1,000 members? Because I need 1,000, right? Okay, got it, right? Because if I get 1,000 members paying me $100 a month, that's 100 grand a month. That's 100 grand a month, right? And by the way, don't worry, I'm going to answer that question. I'm going to answer that question. Don't worry. Do I need 1,000 people or 1,000 members? Because 1,000 members is different than 1,000 people. I'm going to show you something. Okay. Obviously, the answer is 1,000 members. The answer is 1,000 members. But 1,000 members does not equal 1,000 people. And this is the mistake that people make. So watch this. It's called a multiplied membership model. Everybody write this down. It's called the multiplied membership model. Write it. Write it in the chat. I'm going to wait till y'all write it before we go any further. So the faster y'all write it, the faster we can go. It's called the multiplied membership model. It's called the multiplied membership model. It's called an MMM. It's called the MMM formula. Multiplied membership model. Right? Multiplied membership model. Write it. All right. Here's how the multiplied membership model works. Okay. First of all, if I create 1,000 members, I'm making $100,000 a month. $100,000 a month times 12 months in a year, because there's only 12 months in a year. That's $1.2 million. That means we now at the 7-figure mark. Why? Because I'm making $100,000 a month. Now, here's the thing. I need 1,000 members, again, paying me $100 a month to create my first million. This is the key. This is the key. For those who need to take a picture of the screen, do so. So how many members do I need to create, or really, how many people do I need to create 1,000 paid memberships, paid recurring memberships? How many people do I actually need? Technically, you only need 350 people. Because remember, the average person has 3.5 memberships. 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 So what happens is all I really need is 350 members, right? Or basically people, right, to create 1,000 recurring memberships. Now, the goal is to create 1,000 recurring memberships. So we only need, because the average person has 3.5 memberships. So I know that sounds crazy, and this is the disruption. Remember I told you I wanted to disrupt y'all? Point of disruption, challenge to what you normally think, say, or do. So watch it. Right? First, I purchased an iPhone. That was the first purchase. That was a membership. Then I purchased Apple Care. That was another membership from the same company. Then I purchased iCloud. That was another membership from the same company. Then I purchased Apple Music. That was another membership from the same company. Then I purchased Apple TV. That was another membership from the same company. Then I purchased Apple News. That was another membership from the same company. Then I even purchased Apple Games. That was another membership from the same company. Anybody getting what I'm putting down? If you see it, say, I see it, Trevor. One company got multiple memberships. They got me on the iPhone first, and then they started getting me on other memberships. They start, if you see it, tell me I see it. You got to see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. So what I'm trying to tell you is, see, you got them into your tribe. That doesn't mean that you sell them one membership. That means you sell multiple memberships. Because now, so, all right, somebody tell me, Trevor, prove it. Prove it. Somebody say, Trevor, prove it. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. Yeah, I'm about to prove it, y'all. Y'all ready? I'm about to get loose with it, right? Check this out. I created BlackCEO. You see the hat? I created the BlackCEO Graphics Club membership. Well, first I created BlackCEO membership. Just a place where people can just join for like $49 a month to up to $249 a month, but the average person comes in at $99 a month. That was the first membership. Then I said, oh, I got all these Black entrepreneurs. That's a membership. They just come in to kind of hear us speak and just become a part of the tribe and the networking. Great. But I knew Black CEOs needed more than just a place where they can come and learn and talk and all that kind of good stuff. So then I created the BlackCEO Graphics Club because I knew these people who had businesses were going to need graphics. That was $299 a month. Then I created the BlackCEO Tech Club / Funnel Builders Club, which is a club that builds out the funnels, builds out these websites, and manages their CRM. That was $499 a month. So that's my third membership. Then I said, oh, they probably need somebody to do the marketing. So I created the BlackCEO Marketing Club. That was $499 a month. Then I created the BlackCEO Sales Club because they probably going to need somebody to make their sales, right? That was another membership. Then there people that didn't want to write. They didn't want to write their emails. They didn't want to write their sales pages. They didn't want to write their social media pages. I created the BlackCEO Copywriters Club. Then there were people that was like, hey, I want to coach under your brand. I created the BlackCEO Coaches Club, right? So people who wanted to coach and get certified on that model. Then there were people that's like, hey, I want to be a part of this mastermind where I want to up-level my thinking so I can really become a 7-figurepreneur and I really want to get to the next level. I created the BlackCEO Mastermind. And listen to all those memberships. BlackCEO Basic, right? Just a basic membership. Then there's Graphics Club. Then there's Tech Club, Funnel Builders Club, right? Then there is Sales Club. Then there's Marketing Club, right? Then there is the Mastermind. Then there is the Coaches. That's 7 memberships. And those are just the ones I told you about. One member has the ability to purchase 7 different memberships. They're pulling it off the shelf what they need. Some people getting Graphics Club in the mastermind. Some people getting the coaching and the sales club. Some people getting the marketing and the graphics. Some people, they pulling it right off the shelf. And that ain't even all the memberships. One member, everybody write it. The multiple membership model, right? Multiplied membership model. Everybody write it. Multiplied membership model. I'm trying to put y'all up on game. $1 million worth of game. Here it is. The BlackCEO way. $1 million worth of game. Sometimes you don't need more clients. Sometimes you need more of the clients and more of the customers you already have. Spending more money with you. Everybody ain't my client. Let me say it the ghetto way. Everybody ain't my client. Everybody ain't my client. Tribe of 100. All you need is your tribe of 100. Multiplied member model. So to get to 6 figures, to 7 figures, all you got to do is take your 100 members, get them up to 350 members, and get them 350 members scaling, get them 350 members purchasing multiple memberships within your business model. See, what's happening is you got multiple services within you got multiple products within your member model, when what you really need is multiple memberships within your member model, within your business model. You got a multiple product model when you need a multiple membership model. Write it. You got a multiple product model when what you need is a multiple membership model. Holla if you hear, brother. Holla if you hear me, right? If you get what I'm putting down, if you can see it before you see it, or you'll never see it. Lord have mercy. I hope you're seeing it, right? Holla if you hear, brother. You running a multiple product model or MPM model when you need to be running a multiple membership model. If y'all ain't in these type of conversations, man, if you ain't in these type of conversations, you got the wrong coach, you got the wrong mentor, you got the wrong mastermind, you in the wrong group. I'm trying to tell you. Why did Apple buy Beats by Dre? Because Apple didn't have a membership. They didn't have a membership model for music. They just had iTunes. Buy one track, 99 cents. Buy the whole album, $9.99. Dre had a member model, right? He was way ahead of the curve. It was called Beats by Dre. It was a membership-based member model, music model. He sold it to Apple. They turned Beats by Dre. They weren't buying the headsets. They don't even make the Beats by. They don't even care about Beats no more. They don't even care about it. They bought Beats by Dre. Everybody thought they was buying the headset. They weren't buying the headset. They was buying the Beats by Dre membership portal or membership service for music. And they turned Beats by Dre music service, they turned it into Apple Music. And now Apple Music crushed Spotify and Pandora within 1 year launching. Now they're the #1 service out there. One-time sales will make you one-time rich. One-time sales will make you one-time rich. For all my one-time rich folks out there, for all of my one-time salespeople, one-time sales will make you one-time rich. You got to scale it, baby, right? So your tribe of 100 evolves from a tribe of 100 people to a tribe of people paying $100. So it evolved from a tribe of 100 people. So your original tribe was just a tribe of 100 people. But now it's evolved into a tribe of people paying $100. And it just keeps growing, growing, and growing. Your Easy Yes product, you started them off with a $99 product, $99 a month product. And then you started upselling them to other products within your business model, your multiple membership business model. So I want to welcome y'all to your hashtag Tribe of 100. Everybody type into the chat, hashtag Tribe of 100. Everybody type into the chat, hashtag Tribe of 100. Remember that your movement equals your marketplace, equals your community, equals your tribe. It's all about tribe mathematics, right? A movement is the concept or an idea that people rally together around, and every brand must have a movement. But every movement must have a moment. Those moments must be disruptive, and it's the disruptive moments within your movement that give it momentum. People who join your movements, join your tribe, join your community, they members, right? And the creation of your movement represents the beginning of your 7-figure plus membership-driven organization, right? And any business, I don't care who you is, I don't care what you're selling. If you don't go MDO, membership-driven organization, right, you're going out of business. you're going out of business. You want to know why? Because this is the era of membership-driven organizations. M plus M plus M equals M. Movement plus metrics plus methodology equals money. All right, let's get it, because I got some good stuff for y'all. First things first. Before I open up and do these questions and all that kind of good stuff, first things first, everybody who wants more information about how to join the BlackCEO Mastermind, where y'all get all this stuff, it's a membership. But if you want some information about how to join the mastermind, well, we're going to give you graphics, we're going to give you coaching, graphics, tech, we're going to give you a whole bundle of stuff. If everybody's interested in that, just put me. You ain't got to be interested. Don't put me unless you're actually interested, because I will get you the right information, right? So if you're interested, right, just put me. If you're interested, just put me. Me. All right? And I'll get to you. Now, all those people who put me, by the way, video team, edit this out of this video. Do not put this part in the video. For all the people who want information about that, this is what I want you to do. I'm going to let you text me personally. That's why I ain't putting it in the video, because I don't want a whole lot of people text me. I'm going to do something special just for the people who showed up, because showing up is half the battle. And you listen, let me tell you the purpose of this mastermind. The mastermind ain't got but one intent: get you to 7 figures. I'm putting you out when you get to 7 figures. It's a monthly membership. I'm putting you out when you get to 7 figures. I'm putting you out when you get to 7 figures. But I'm going to get you everything you need to get to 7 figures. So if that's you, I want you to text me right now. Now, before you text me, I'm going to get my number one time. Before you text me, you got to put your first name, your last name, your email address, and tell me what number to call you back on. So, because you might text me from one number, but you might want me to call you back on another number. So name, email, and the number you want me to call you back on. And then tell me a little something about that business. Don't just leave me out there in these streets trying to figure out how you're making your money, because I'm not calling you back. So you tell me something about that business or what you're struggling with. Tell me something so I at least know how to best help you. Because for some of you, I might be like, hey, the mastermind that for you, but I got something else for you. So that's why you got to tell me a little something. Now, I'm going to give you my number. Now, waste it if you want to. Let me tell you something. The opposite of wealth is not poor. The opposite of wealth is underdeveloped resources. Poor is just a reflection of what you did with the resource. This number I'm about to give you, this is a resource. Waste it if you dare. You won't get a second shot. Not for wasting my time. You might waste somebody else's time. You won't waste mine. Now, here's the number. 240-731-6646. 240-731-6646. Now, you got to put mastermind. Put mastermind in there so I know what you're interested in. Put mastermind in there. 240-731-6646. Name, email, number you want me to call you back on. And it costs money, but don't worry, we got a plan to fit everybody. For real. Like, I got a plan whether you got $99 a month or $99,000 a month. Don't matter. I got something for you. 240-731-6646. Now, you got to tell me what number you want me to call you back on, and you got to tell me, a little bit about your business. I ain't calling nobody. If you ain't got time to tell me what's going on with you, I ain't got time to help you fix your problem. So don't waste my time. I'm telling you. All right, I'm not here for no reason. I'm here because I sincerely want you to get to 7 figures. And I'm tired of all these fake me out mentors and gurus and people who don't know what the hell they talking about how to really scale a business. All they really try to do is just motivate you. You need a lot more than motivation in business. You need some monetization to get to that next level. All right. So I put my number in the chat. My phone should be lighting up right about now. All right. Number 2, some of y'all, if you sick of paying for all these tools, you got ClickFunnels and Active Campaign and Calendly and Kajabi and Wix and text messaging system over here and membership stuff over here and Thinkific and Teachable. You got all these programs that you paying for. I saw the notes, Spaulding, that you paying for. And you feel like they nickel and diming you to death. If you feel like they are nickel and diming you to death for programs that you are not using, put me. Right? Put me. Right, put me. Right, group funnels is lifetime, Dwayne, but they are now going. They just turned membership model. They just turned monthly model a couple of weeks ago. Right, but put me. If that's you, text me and you say I need a whole new system. I'm gonna give you the system. I'm gonna let you have the system for $1 for 21 days. I'm gonna give you a whole system. You ain't gonna need no membership portals. You ain't gonna need no course portals. They're all in there. You ain't gonna need no pipe drive. You ain't gonna need no calendar. You ain't gonna need no email system. You ain't gonna need no sales system. You ain't gonna need no funnel builder system. You ain't gonna need no click funnels. You ain't gonna need no lead. You ain't gonna need. I'm gonna give you the whole system for 21 days for $1. If you want it, text me. Put I want the system. Just put I want the system, right? Put want, W-O-N-T, right? Now, if that's what you want, right? If that's what you want, you need the membership portal side, you need everything. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you for $1 for 21 days. If you decide to keep, I'm gonna even not only am I gonna give it to you, we have a boot camp that we're gonna teach you how to use it. If you keep it, it's only gonna be $149 a month. All your systems in one place, the whole thing in one place. Plus, you can send out text messages, ringless voice drops. You don't know what a ringless voice drop is? That's when I don't just text my clients. I leave voicemails on their phone without their phone ever ringing. It's called a ringless voice drop. That's how I remind people about my conferences and stuff. Drop it right into their voicemail on their cell phone, RVM, video text messages, the whole thing, right? So what I want y'all to do is those who want the system, you text me at 240-731-646. Right? That's what it is. Okay? That's what it is. That's what it is. All right. So you text me. I'm going to send you the information. Video team. Do not put this in the recording. This is only for people who are here, live, here today. It's not for nobody else. It's here for people who are live and here today. All right, y'all got my number. Hey, email, name, right? Number you want me to call you back on and what you want. So some of y'all want the system and the mastermind. Some of y'all want just the mastermind. Some of y'all want just the system. That's just the beginning of some of the good stuff I'm going to do for you. That's because I know what it takes to get to 7 figures. And I got a track record. I've turned more Black entrepreneurs, right? I've helped them cross the 7-figure barrier in their own business than any other business out there right now. And there are a whole lot of businesses that turn people into 7-figure entrepreneurs, but they were selling somebody else's product. Like, like a lot of direct marketing, multi-level marketing companies. I ain't talking about making 7 figures selling my stuff. I'm talking about 7 figures selling your stuff. Now, you want to do that? I'm about that. Not to say that I got something against direct marketing, because I don't. Right? I think that's a business model that's excellent for people who are trying to start off and don't know what they're doing. But if you're like, I'm ready to make the transition into my business. It's about my legacy. It's about my dream. It's about my vision. Yeah. Okay. You text me. I got you covered. 240-731-6646. Don't waste my time and don't waste my resource. And by the way, I'm all out of free. I believe in being free. Is free. Free for me stands for fully reimbursed for every expense. I don't do free, because the opposite of wealth is not poor. The opposite of wealth is underdeveloped resources. Poor is just a reflection of what you did with your resources. And what I know is that you cannot get a return on an investment you never made. And so what I know is you got to invest in yourself at the level at which you expect results. I don't even talk to people who want to invest in their business. Not worth my time. Not worth your time either. Because what happens is where there's no investment, there's no appreciation. And where there's no appreciation, there's no stewardship. Meaning they don't take care of what they have because there was no investment to begin with. And then where there's no stewardship, there's no pathway to prosperity. Why? Because they're not taking care of what they've been given. So they constantly repurchasing, rebuying, and redoing everything in their life and everything in their business because they didn't take care of it. So a person who doesn't take care of their car is always buying a new car. A person who didn't do anything with the coaching and the mentorship and the stuff that they got before, they bought the course, ain't do nothing with it. So now they buy another course. 3 months later, they buy another course. 3 months later, they buy another course. See, where there's no investment, there's no appreciation. Where there's no appreciation, there's no stewardship. Where there's no stewardship, there's no pathway to prosperity. Right? And so you ain't getting any more than what you already had because you ain't done anything with what God gave you to begin with. Holler if you hear that. Holler if you hear that. Don't worry, it's some people who have to get out of here because they get nervous right now. Their toes is hurting. But don't worry, I'm here to either get rid of you or elevate you. One of the two. You either going to elevate or you're going to get out. Because this is really about 7 figures is the new 6 figures. And I am not about that life where I'm waiting for somebody else to give me a handout. I don't want no government handout. We got everything we need to do what we need to do for our community. Now you run tell that. Run tell that, as they say. All right, now I want everybody to type into the chat. Right. Thanks, Dwayne. Appreciate you. Appreciate the love. Thanks, Michelle. Right. Michelle said holler. Thanks, Julie. Right. Let me bring some people up to the stage. I want you to type into the chat what's your number one takeaway. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to bring Drusella to the stage, and then I'm going to bring Tamara to the stage. And Drusella, share your number one takeaway. And then I know you had a question that we might not get to in time enough. So don't worry. I'm going to give you a one-on-one coaching session with me. But go ahead and share your number one takeaway, and then just text me and say, Trevor, one-on-one coaching session, because you did wait, and I want to make sure to solve your problem, give you your personal hot seat. You got the mic, Drusella. What's going on with you?
Okay, Trevor.
Hey, Drusella.
How are you all? Thank you so much. I think I needed this today about this movement. So I help skilled women and refugees and immigrants frustrated with low-paying jobs to monetize their expertise so they can comfortably live in any country in the world. So I am planning to create a website. I know you did help a sister before. So what would be the best branding name if you can help with that?
Okay, so this is what we're going to do, Drusella. I want you to text me, and I'm going to give you a one-on-one session. And then put, Trevor, you promised me a one-on-one session. I'm going to call you, and I'm going to solve your brand. I'm going to get you a name for your brand. You're going to get a name for your brand, a website for your brand, because it's what I do, right? So I will make sure that you get your own one-on-one brand talk, and I got you covered, right? Also, Drusella, share with us, what was your big takeaway today? What was your big takeaway?
I think one of my big takeaway is like the membership movement. You make me realize all those memberships I have, and that I'm capable to create that movement. So you gave me clarity on creating a membership movement.
All right, thank you so much. Be sure to text me so I can get you the information you need so you can get your personal one-on-one seven-figurepreneur branding hot seat. I got you covered, okay? Thank you for sharing, Drusella. All righty. Tamara, bringing you to the stage. You are now on the stage.
Hello. Thank you for bringing me to the stage. This was very, very helpful. I already have a brand. I'm an amputee, and I've been using my story as an amputee to help others to get through adversity, whether it be depression, whatever it is you got going on. Everybody goes through things. So I have a LLC called Ampspire Media LLC. That's my play on inspiration. I started off as a podcast on Facebook, turned it to YouTube, and now I own a streaming channel on Roku that I'm launching in April.
Congratulations. So two things I want to do for you. Number one, in the I think Andy Henriquez is the next session. Find yourself in his session. Okay. Make sure you'll remember. I won't tell you why, but when you get there, you're gonna know why. Number two, I want you to connect with a brother by the name of Tyran Jackson. Tyran Jackson. Tyran Jackson. And you tell him that I sent you, right? Sure. I want the two of you to do a conference together, and I'm going to sponsor helping you guys put your first conference on. So not only do I want y'all to get together, but I'm going to sponsor it. BlackCEO is going to sponsor your conference. And when you meet Tyran, you're going to know why. You're going to know why.
So much. Right? I appreciate that.
All right. And be sure to text me if there's any way that we can help you out or assist you in getting that brand to the next level. Sounds like you are at that stage where it's time to scale something that you're already doing. So I think we can help you with that. So be sure to text me, okay?
I did already. When you gave out your number, I text you for the mastermind, and I want the system and all that good stuff.
Okay, don't worry, I'm gonna cover you, and that ain't got nothing to do with the fact that I'm gonna sponsor you and Tyran's conference. You tell Tyran, Trevor said call you, have y'all little talk. Y'all gonna know why, right? And then afterwards, he said Trevor said he's gonna sponsor our first conference.
Now, will I find him in the group where you sent me to Andy?
He's probably in here, but if not, text me. And if you text me, give me Tyran's number, and I'll give you his number, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Thank you so kindly.
All right, and you can look him up on Facebook as well. But okay. Don't worry, I'll get you connected, okay?
Thank you so much. And what I've gotten out of this is definitely the membership model. I have a lot of services that I plan on producing, but the whole membership thing is exactly what I need, because coaching sessions, I mean, one-on-ones. I wanted to start like a talk therapy session, just like they have Talk Space. I wanted something like that because I have a lot of people in my inbox now since I've been promoting myself who just want to ask me questions about, you know, how do I have confidence? You know, how do I continue to do what I do and things of that nature. So this membership model is exactly what I need. So thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. Let me go on up to the chats. You guys have put your number one takeaways in there. M was the plug. Go ahead, Patina. Dwayne said, love that create the membership movement. It's all about members. Maurice Hill says it's about 350 members. Awesome jobs. All right, let me tell y'all what's coming next because I'm going to end this session and then you guys got to go to your next mastermind session. Listen, y'all got 2 bomb sessions that's getting ready to come up. And I don't even know how to tell y'all which one to go to, but I'm going to just tell y'all about them. One is with E.R. Spaulding. She is the boss, the babe product launch formula. If you have never done your launch, you ain't got your funnels together, go see her. If you're a speaker or an author and you trying to really get more speaking engagements, you go to Andy's class. You either need to be in Andy's class or probably Spaulding's class. Funnels, Spaulding. Being a better speaker, telling your story on stage. He got 6 million views on a 5-minute video. So the brother is one of the best speaker trainers in the country, right? So says Les Brown. That's how bomb he is. The other class is E.R. Spaulding. It's about that revenue. And that is, we call her that revenue chick. That's what we call her. We call her that revenue chick. That's what we call her. I lean towards the revenue class because I think of myself as more like I want some people. I want y'all to really have y'all funnels together because you're not gonna get the 7 figures just by motivation. So neither class is just on motivation. Both of them focus in very specific ways. But if you ain't got a funnel, your stuff ain't together, your little online workflow, if you ain't never had a 6-figure launch, get your butt on over to Spaulding's class. If you know that you really a speaker and a coach, you want to get more speaking engagements, you really want to get more views on your videos, things like that, go to the Story to Stage formula with Andy Henriquez. So as soon as I hit end, it's going to kick y'all out of here and then go to y'all next session. I got y'all over by 3 minutes. Don't be late to your next class. By the way, just one quick question. Rate this class on a scale of 1 to 10, put it into the chat. Rate this scale on a scale of 1 to 10, put it into the chat and give a real assessment. So whatever your real assessment is, scale of 1 to 10, put it into the chat. Put it into the chat for me. Put it into the chat. And if you guys would do me, thank you, Geronda. If you guys would do me the favor of today, going on to Facebook or Instagram and giving me a personal review and tagging me in it, I will be immensely grateful, right? I'll be immensely grateful. So if you commit to going on to Facebook and doing a little post or Facebook review about today's session with me, please do that. I'll be immensely grateful. Tag me, and don't worry, I'll be sure to follow up with you. Plus, I got something special for you. I'll be reaching out to everybody who did that. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys over in the next session.
Hello, hello, and welcome, Richetta. It has been a moment since I have seen you, my dear. How are you doing? Glad you are here and with us today. Fantastic. Hello, Mary Jones. Same here. How are you? I need to hear that sultry voice, Mary. Dr. Pippa Carter. Hello, hello, hello. Sharon Hudgens. Hello and welcome. You all know the drill. You know we never start anything at Black CEO without you all letting us know who you are, where you are from, and who you serve. So go ahead, let's start putting it in the feed. Dr. Evelyn Bethune, hello, how are you? Bettina Bullard here again. I thought that you had to leave. So really what I'm loving about this is that you all are taking full advantage of all of these masterclass trainings that are happening here today. This is exactly what really separates the 5-figurepreneurs from the 6-figurepreneurs to the 7-figurepreneurs. It's really having the ability to finish, right? And to finish something is to make sure that it is complete to the point that it no longer requires your on-site supervision. And so what you're saying is, one, I'm not afraid to come in early. I'm not afraid to be here to do the work, to not allow myself to get distracted by the myriad of things that could be happening in this moment. But I am going to be here so that I can finish out the thing that I started. Now, that's not to say we definitely understand that things come up and things call you, but to the best of your ability, you all have been here all day, been troopers, and guess what? It is going to pay off in the end. So let me go over here and see where some of my people are coming in from. We've got Sharon. Hello, Sharon. We've got Dr. Evelyn Bethune from Atlanta, and she is serving transformative leaders. Give us the name of that business. Don't hold back. Greatness is in our DNA, Dr. Bethune. Hello, hello, hello. Mahalia from Chicago. I am here in the Windy City. We're a little spastic, right? Hot, cold, cold, hot. What's going on here? Excellent, excellent. We've got Sharon Hudgens from Atlanta, Georgia. So we've got a lot of Atlantans in the house serving early childhood care and learning professionals. Wonderful. Richetta is from Kansas City, Missouri. So, hey, our sister state over there serving spa waxing community and Divine Spa. So, yes, as you all are coming in, make sure that you are putting in who you are, where you're from, and getting that inside of the feed. We're going to take it a little bit slower now that we're rounding out at the end, because as you'll begin to see, everything that you've been learning inside of this special Black CEO VIP experience has been carefully curated to and for you. We wanted to make sure that we had you in mind. And of course, we are always thinking about you. But one of the things that we really wanted to do as we were thinking about revenue and impact is how to take your business from the level that it is currently at right now and really skyrocket it to that 7-figure mark. Because everybody, let's go ahead and put it in the feed. Seven figures is the new 6 figures. And that's just reality with the rising cost of housing and living and staying healthy and everything. 6 figures just doesn't cut it. It doesn't stretch in the same way that it used to, right? We all grew up and we'd hear the stories of our grandfathers and our grandmothers. And when I was your age, right, all we had between us was 15 cents and we had to eat rice and beans and all of that, right, for 15 days straight. So we know the stories. But as we got older and we started thinking, oh, we're making great money, right? And we're hit that 6-figure mark. It was always the dream, right? Can you break that $100,000 barrier that we would find inside of the workplace? And then we started doing that more regularly and found out, wait a minute, the financial bar just got moved. yet again. I'm making six figures, but why do I still feel broke? Right? I am making six figures and I'm still trying to figure out how to make the ends meet. I am making six figures and it feels like I'm still robbing Peter to pay Paul, Joseph, Michael, and everybody else, right, on the block. So what we know is that six figures is not the way to go. Not for your business, not for you to have the lifestyle that you are looking for, not for you to have the legacy that you were hoping for. That really the bar has been raised. And in order for us to make sure that we catapult ourselves over that bar, we really have to start hitting seven figures. So when we were thinking about revenue and impact, that was really what came up. What would be the things that would be most important for you that one would give you back your time, right? Time is precious. And it's the one thing that when that commodity goes away, you can never get back. You can get back money, right? You can get back your patience. You can get back, being tired, right? Go to sleep for a couple of days, come back, but you cannot get time back, right? So we're looking to see how can we begin to utilize that which we have in order to leverage your time, because we have to make up that time. Not only are we behind the times, but we've got to catch up, and then we have to get ahead of the times. So we were thinking about that. We were also thinking about what would be required and necessary so that you would not feel overwhelmed. Because a lot of times when you are a CEO, and we call that the chief everything officer, right? You are running your business. You are running the marketing. You are thinking up the sales. You are dealing with communication. You are dealing with contracts. You are dealing with customer acquisition. All of these different things you're doing by yourself. And so you find that you want to pull your hair out because you've got your creative side, which is the visionary that is saying, this is where we need to go, but it's at war with your implementation side, because it's like, these are all of the things that we need to do in order to get there. And so you have this battle that's being waged, right? Remember when we were younger and we used to have those cartoons and it would be the angel and the devil on one side and you'd be bouncing back and forth. And so you're trying to be a visionary, you're trying to see into the future, and you're trying to get your business to the next level, and you're caught in the minutia of implementing. And both of those things are vitally important. So as we were putting these master classes together, we were thinking about how could we help leverage not only your time, but also leverage tools so that you are not the person that is implementing all the time. Because what we know is that we are addicted to our labor as the primary mechanism by which we generate revenue. Everybody go ahead and write this down. There is more in what you know than what you do. There is more in what you know than what you do. And when that war starts raging, we always go back to the default setting. And that default setting is to get in there and do it, which is why we are the most worked and the most underpaid individuals in society. We were literally brought over here for our labor force. And that is what has been drilled into us century after century after century. And so breaking that addiction is difficult because it is generationally deep. But when we finally create that breakthrough, what we'll find on the other side of the horizon is that seven figures was always in our grasp. It wasn't as far away as we thought it was going to be. And so what we are going to be discussing today is how can we bring all of these different things together? If you were in an earlier class with Trevor, he was talking about marketing, right? And he utilized a formula, and that formula was M plus M plus M equals M. Everybody go ahead and write that in the chat. M plus M plus M equals M. Now, you may have heard this before, but what we know to be true is that teaching is repeating until learning takes place. Teaching is repeating until learning takes place. And since powerful people ask powerful questions, then the powerful question that comes behind that is, well, what is learning? Learning is hearing and doing until understanding takes place. So what you have found as a common thread throughout all of these intensives is that you've been hearing some of these principles over and over and over again. And why? The answer to that is because teaching is repeating until learning takes place. And learning is hearing and doing. You hearing it, right? And then moving to do it until understanding takes place. And understanding is the standard. Understanding is the mark that we are looking for, because we may forget what we learn, but we'll never forget what we understand. Get knowledge, get wisdom, but in all of your gettings, get an understanding. So understanding is the place where the hearing and the doing really begin to come together. And that becomes a powerful tool. So earlier today, you heard Trevor talk about M plus M plus M equals M. And so a movement plus a message plus a methodology equals the money. Movement plus message plus methodology equals the money. Movement is the idea or the concept that people rally together around. Now, why is it important for you to have a movement? It's important for you to have a movement because when we get to the end game, your movement actually it's equal to your marketplace. So what you are doing is that you are having your marketplace rally around the ideas and the concepts that you bring to bear. So that was this morning session. And then I came right behind him and started talking about why it was important to kill your website and build your funnel. Why? Because when you begin to pull your movement and, you rally the troops, right? You start to mobilize the movement. You need some place for them to go. Right? You just can't have people just kind of willy-nilly standing outside, right? If you're in Canada and Chicago or other parts of the world where it gets really, really cold, they're not going to be there long. If you just march them to a place and leave them outside, you got to have some place where they can kind of get into flow with you, right? And so having the right type of funnel, and there are 9 essential and primary funnels, and knowing which one to use to get a particular intended result is important. So we've got our marketing message, which mobilizes our movement, which is also our marketplace. And so we're driving them, right? We've got them flowing somewhere. And where do we have them flowing to? One of the 9 primary funnels. And so once they get to the funnel itself, then they begin to move through for a number of different reasons, of which go to the other training, and we'll have that, and you get all of this on replay. And then this afternoon, we had Sane and Terrence, and they were talking about how you can take some of the things that you have done inside of your funnel and put it on evergreen so that you do this work one time. How many times is that? Everybody put in the feed. How many times do we do this work? One time. And then it keeps going on and on and on and on and on. And so now we get to leverage our time, and we get back our freedom of time, and we also get our financial freedom. And so now we are rounding it out by talking about a very specific type of funnel. And this is going to be your event funnel. So you all are here, and this is how to create a digital summit or a digital conference and everything in between. Welcome. My name is E.R. Spaulding, and I am your resident funnelologist. It is my mission. It is my mission to take 10,000 Black CEOs and move them from their career into cash flow positive businesses in under a year. A little bit later, my partner, Mr. Trevor Otts, who is the founder of BlackCEO, he'll be joining us and we'll be co-hosting this conversation together. But really what we are here to show you is that you can take your marketing and move the masses, right? Move your movement, mobilize your movement into a very specific type of funnel. And that can be a digital summit or a digital conference. That is a funnel type. And how you find your flow in there in order to unlock your fortune. So what I'm going to do right now is just go ahead and share my screen. And you all make sure that you put inside of the feed when you can see my screen. So hopefully you all can see it now. Let me just see. I'm getting yes, 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 visible. Okay, perfect. Just wanted to make sure. All right. So digital summit, how to have a digital summit, digital conference, and everything in between. So the key to a successful summit is knowing that all summits must have a flow. So I want you to think about a massive body of water. Maybe that is an ocean or a sea. And then I want you to think about how it's filled, right? And so what happens is that there are all these little bitty rivers and streams, and all of this stuff is pouring downhill into this massive body of water. And so everything is flowing, but it is flowing with velocity. And it's flowing with velocity because it is directionally aware. It is intent on where it is getting ready to go. So when we are creating a summit, we must be aware of the flow of it and how to begin to move, right? Mobilize this movement into your funnel, but moving it with directional intent so that individuals are completely aware of where you are taking them. And when you do that super effectively, what you will do is then begin to unlock your fortune. They say the fortune is in the follow-up. I say the fortune is in the flow. Because when you flow through all of these elements, and there are several different components, and what happens is that there are individuals who don't get the success that they seek in life because they really don't recognize all of the components that go inside of it. So I want you all to write down in the feed 7-layer cake. Say, this is the principle of the 7-layer cake. So go ahead, put it in the feed, 7-layer cake. All right, wait a minute. I'm just having, okay, Hannah, are you just seeing links or are you all actually seeing my slides? Let me just check in there real quick. Okay, you see both. So you all must be seeing the other screen. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can share something different. What do you all see now? All right, hold on. Let me do a quick little hack, everyone. We will not be stopped today by the little tech gremlins. So give me 1 second. One second, everybody. Every now and again, the tech gremlins decide that they want to come out of the woodworks, and I have to let them know, not today. That doesn't work on me. That little trick will not work on me. Doo-doo-doo. All right, we'll be here in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. So I want to be able to see you all's comments as well, so I know when there is something going awry. And we'll just move you to a different screen. All right, there we go. There we have it. Thank you so much for your patience. So just making sure that everyone is saying flow equals your funnel, funnel equals your flow. All right. So they don't know about me. Tell them little gremlins to go away. They don't know about the ER Spaulding. All right. Okay. So when we are thinking about your funnel, I want you to completely shock the world and get extremely, extremely naked and vulnerable, and not play this cookie cutter game that other individuals would have you believe that you will need to play. First of all, I'm here talking to Black CEOs, so I know you all understand the power behind, right, Black girl and boy magic, how intrinsically creative we are as individuals, that when we come up with a new idea, a new genre of music, a new style of hair and dress, that quickly it is snatched up by somebody else, and they try and, do the switcheroo as if they came up with it. And so and then they turn around and feed us their vanilla box, appropriation. And it's like, no, it's not going to work. And you all don't be duped by it. Listen, this templated stuff that individuals give you, or they tell you you have to be this way, or you need to have a website in order to do that, blow that completely out of the water, because that is not something that is going to generate you 7 figures. 7-figure individuals are individuals who dare to be bold. They dare to be different. They dare to be authentic. They dare to be transparent. They dare to be disruptive. Write that down. Say, dare to be disruptive. So when everyone else is going left, guess what? You should be going right. When everyone else is going up, you should be looking at what is going on downtown. Dare to be disruptive. Because that is the only way that you are going to break the mold that individuals have been trying to box us into forever. So everything about your flow, everything about your funnel must be sexy. Go ahead and say that. Everyone say, it must be sexy. Put it in the feed. I know. Don't worry about it. The church will still be there tomorrow. It will not burn down if you say the word sexy. It must be sexy, right? Because we're disruptive. When you see the things that come from BlackCEO, we intentionally make it look like a fashion show. Because we want something that is show stopping, something that will stop individuals from their normal everyday activities, because Black is the new sexy. Black is sexy. How about, you know what? I'm going to change that. We getting ready to be sexy as hell. Right? It's like, no, I'm just not here to be sexy. I want to be sexy as hell. I want to walk into the room and I want to own the place. I don't know how many of you all have seen The Matrix, but you know that little scene where they're taking Neo through the Matrix and everything, and they were like, don't get sideswiped by the woman in the red dress. And even though he knew that the woman in the red dress was going to show up, what happened to him when she showed up? He was like, well, damn. I still just got to stop. That is what sexy as hell is. That is what your pages need to do. That is what your digital summit needs to do. That is what your digital conference needs to do. That even though people know it's coming, when it comes, they just like, damn, that was sexy as hell. And that is who you are. And that is why you are disruptive. So if your page, if your graphics, if your videos, if they're not sexy, they're not going to want it. And neither do you. Now, how many of you all have put up some pages, have put up some stuff, said, come to my event? And if you were to see your own event, you'd be like, go ahead, put it in the feed. I'm going to wait because I know it's some people who are going to be honest out there with me, right? I was just in a conversation with a girlfriend the other day, and she was like, I'm trying to figure out why my stuff is really not converting. And I took a look at it, and I was like, nah, you tell me why it's not converting. She was like, it looks kind of bland. Yeah, it looks vanilla. And we're not even talking about real vanilla beans. This is some vanilla extract stuff. Like, I don't know what you did here, but that... No. So when you are stepping out of the gate, you better own it. You want scroll stopping. Do you know the traffic that has picked up on the internet since this thing called COVID came out? It has multiplied itself almost 15 to 1. The amount of screen time that individuals are in front of their screens, which means what? They are just drones by now going through saying what? Okay, what? And you're talking about building, creating a movement and mobilizing that movement and driving them into a place called your funnel so that you can begin to talk to them and shift into your marketplace. Nobody is doing that. That's why individuals are like, yeah, a good conversion rate is about 7 to 8%. In your world, it is. Not in mine. That's abysmal. So we want to make sure that these things are sexy as hell. So let's talk about the number one goal of a sexy page: to create an orgasmic experience that has the client say yes every single time. Go ahead. I know. I'm just going to leave that up there. It ain't Sunday yet. Okay? Now, I don't know, we're all grown here, just about everybody, right? And I don't know anyone who was on the brink of having an orgasmic experience that was consensual that turned around and said, no, 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 no. And that's what happens when you get to a page, when you come to an event, when someone has said, hey, I want you to take a look at it, and it's boring. It's bland. It doesn't have any pizzazz, no je ne sais quoi, nothing. It's like, and that's why you're not generating the 7 figures that you should be generating, because you don't take enough care, time, and attention to make sure that when a client or potential client comes to your page, when they come and sit in front of your offer, that you make sure that they have an orgasmic experience to say yes every single time. See, I want to make sure that you all are saying yes on the other side. So I'm giving value before requesting value. I'm making sure that it looks so good that your mouth is salivating, that your eyes can't turn and tear away from the page, even though you're like, wait a minute, it should be PG. You still peeking through the cracks. I see you. I see you out there, Drocella. You peeking, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Your mom was trying to close your eyes, right, Mary? And you were just like, but wait a minute, what is that? I get it, ladies and gents. And this is what you want to have happen when individuals are stepping into your orbit with what you do, how you serve. You want them to say yes every single time. And so let's talk about a couple of ways that they can say yes, right? Now, I was always told, my older sister, she went to Catholic school. And so she was always told not to be an easy yes girl, right? But this is actually the opposite of that. And we want to make sure that we give individuals a reason to provide an easy yes. And so the best way to do that, right, is to make sure that you have a free gift that people want. Even though, let me ask this question, and you all be honest with me. Are there some items or things that people give away for free that even though it's free, you wouldn't take? Go ahead and put it in the feed. Let me know. It's like Spaulding, yeah, there are some things that even for free, it ain't for me. Go ahead and write it down. I want to know. Yes, Dr. Bethune is like, oh, yes, there's some things you just wouldn't take it. You're like, I don't care if it's for free. Nope, it ain't for me. So we want to make sure that that's not anything that you are giving away for free. So let's talk about how we can zhuzh it up, make it enticing. And so when we do that, we're actually unlocking the flow to our fortune. We are looking to be disruptive. We are looking to shatter the norm. We are looking to disrupt the way people think, the way they talk, the way they communicate, right? And so let's now go through the stages of an evergreen digital summit. All right, you all ready for this? All right. So stage number 1 is the free giveaway page. So again, when you're building a movement is an idea or concept that people rally together around. It creates a very organic way to introduce people to your brand. So how many of you all got your free BlackCEO t-shirt? Anybody? Fight the power. Doom, doom, doom. Fight the power that be. Right? Richetta is saying, yes, I got mine. Excellent. So, yeah, part of that. So we got Vanessa Cage. She's saying, yes, she got hers. Hannah is saying, yes, I got mine. Excellent. That was a free giveaway. Now, while other individuals, and there are many other ways and many things that you can give as a free gift giveaway, we wanted to be a little bit disruptive. We wanted to say, hey, no, we are building a movement. And one of the ways that you can rally around this idea is by the clothing that you wear. Saying, I am a Black CEO, right? I understand the unique distinction that I bring inside of the marketplace. And so that's one of the ways to drive individuals into your funnel. It was an easy yes, right? Another way is to create some type of digital item that they can have. Digital downloads are great. But if you want to punch it up a notch, maybe you give away like a meme or an image. This is one of the ways that we grew BlackCEO in a single week from 0 members to almost 35,000 individuals in less than 7 days. By doing this one strategy right here, which is giving away a free gift. And so as you can see with one of our clients, this is one version of her meme page, which is where we gave away and swapped out her image for the image of the woman who decided that they wanted to get this free gift. And so on there, it had a representation of who that woman was. A woman has a voice. A woman has something to say. A woman has a message that the world needs to hear. And she is about, I own my power. That is the name of her company. That is the brand that she represents. And so when women see themselves inside of this meme with that name, with that hashtag, I am that woman, guess what? You can see her movement begin. And so just like for each of you, when you are walking around, whether it's just at the store or you're out moving about with friends and family, and you have on the I am a BlackCEO t-shirt, you are proudly representing who you are and what you stand for and that unique distinction and designation. So anything that is digital that can be downloaded is great. So you can do a checklist, you can do an audio file, right? It could be a video that you are giving away. But one of the easiest and most effective ways is actually doing a meme or doing a t-shirt launch like you saw us do. All right. So people are asking, why necessarily a meme? So let's break down why each one of these elements are so important. And it's the most effective and affordable way to create digital ambassadors for your brand at no cost. So ambassadors are individuals that go ahead of you. They are cheerleaders, right? When we think about the ambassadors of the United Nations, these are individuals that go into foreign territory to spread the good news and fortune about what? The countries that they represent. So if I am putting myself on a BlackCEO meme, what am I doing? I'm going before BlackCEO. I am singing the praises of BlackCEO. I am heralding all of the marvels that is BlackCEO, right? And I'm doing it at no cost. I'm doing it of my own free will. Why? Because it's something that I believe in. It's a cause that I care about. 2, I get to see myself in that image. So I'm celebrating myself as well. I'm self-selecting because I have identified that this is who I am, and I want you to know it. So this is one of the fastest ways, and it was literally the way that we did this with BlackCEO again, because there were individuals that were saying, when other people were saying, no, that's, I don't know about that. Just for Black people? Like, really? You think you want to have an organization that just targets Black people? Black people don't spend money. They don't come together. Like, really? And it's like, yeah, really. There are a whole bunch of Black CEOs. And once we put it out there, you all showed up and you showed out. So this is a way, and many of you have been brand ambassadors where when you got your meme, you posted it on your social media feeds and said, this is it, I am here. Show me something. All right. So the other thing that happens is that the person gets celebrated, right? And you get promoted. So while they are celebrating who they are, what they identify with, your brand is also being promoted in the process. See, when we cooperate, 1 and 1 equals 2. But when we collaborate, 1 and 1 equals 11. Hashtag 11. So this is all about creating the win-win situation. We get to authentically celebrate who the person is, while we are also getting promoted as a byproduct of that. Make sense? All right. So when you start off with your meme page, you want to make sure that you have 5 very essential elements on your meme. The first is you want to make sure that you have your company logo. You can't be properly promoted if nobody knows who you are. No one is sitting there saying, oh, well, I think that Vanessa Cade's, colors are red, purple, yellow, green, blue. No one's doing that, right? So we need to make sure that we have our logo on there. So as the person is celebrating themselves and we are celebrating them, that we also have the brand recognition that is happening as well. Place a call to action. Does anyone not know what a call to action button is? Or a link, call to action link? One of the biggest aha moments that I had as an entrepreneur is that people only do what you tell them to do. Go ahead and write that down, write it in the feed, because that right there is a tweetable. People only do what you tell them to do. So we are all good and grown. We've got children, we've got grandchildren, or we have nieces and nephews. You were a child once. And if your parents didn't tell you to go in and clean the kitchen, would the kitchen typically get cleaned? Be honest. And I'm like, no, I would look around the kitchen like, who did that? Somebody needs to come in here and wash these dishes. Right? So people only do what you tell them to do. And that's the same, like, kids don't grow up, they just become grown adults, right? They just get taller, a little bit wider, wiser. But, again, if you don't tell people what to do, then they won't do anything. So your link that has your call to action link on there is really something that is majorly important, because people want to know, how do I take the next step? And you want to say, and how do you take the next step with me? All right. So number 3, it must have a power statement that resonates with the end user. And so this is so important, because if it is a message that falls flat, right? So a movement plus a message plus a methodology. A movement is the idea or the concept that people rally together around. Well, how do individuals know if they want to rally around this idea or this concept? It must have a message. And the message represents the thing that we are saying to inspire people to take inspired action. So you have your call to action button or link that is in your meme, but what is inspiring them to take that link and now say, let me go over and pop this into a URL? And that is the message. The thing that we are saying to inspire people to take inspired action. Are you all beginning to see how all of this content is kind of layered in together? And so that message resides inside of your power statement. Remember that power statement that Sonia had? And it was about, hey, I am a woman and I have a powerful voice. So if you've ever been that woman inside of the marketplace where you feel like you've been choked out, that you don't get to say everything that you want to say, and if you happen to get out what you want to say, then they're labeling you as the angry Black woman. And we've all had those moments. So now when she comes and she brings her meme and she says, you know what? I am a powerful woman and my voice needs to be heard. There are some women who are out there that are saying, guess what? That is absolutely me. And I want to make sure that my image is on here as well so I can shout it out to the world. So maybe a couple of individuals will recognize. So you want to make sure that your power statement resonates with the end user. And you also want to have an image placeholder so that your image can be swapped out. So you don't want to create this meme where it's just you and you're self-aggrandizing, right? That's not, you are not important in here. You, in terms of being in relationship to the meme, it's just there's a placeholder so that we can swap out your image and put the woman's image there so that she or he gets celebrated. And let's go with number 5, a name placeholder designed to swap out your name for their name. So again, if that meme had on it E.R. Spaulding, the next time that it would come back, it would have Vanessa Cade and it would have Vanessa Cade's image on there. And that would be sexy as hell. So here are a couple of good ideas for memes. So as we can see, we've got Miss Lashana Williams. She is a busy Black girl. So it's like, look, I don't have time for all of that. I've got to be able to have a system in place where I can get in and get out. Let's go ahead and get it done. If I've got to pay you, done for you solution, but whatever, because I'm a busy Black woman, right? I'm running my career over here. I'm running my family over there. I'm running my children over here, and I'm running my business in the background. I got too much. And so when women see this and they say, hey, excellence is a part of my DNA. I am the standard, right? I raised the bar. I'm the one that individuals are chasing down the street while I am doing it looking good, looking fabulous because I am a busy Black girl. When she is saying that, when she is reciting that, when another woman is looking at that, she is getting amped up, pumped up and saying, yes, 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 having an orgasmic experience that causes her to say yes every single time. Or if I'm married and I'm in business, it says we said I do on August 14th, 1998, and we do it all over again. I know some of you out there, you have the loves of your life, right? And you look at them every day, fresh and anew, and you tell yourself, you know what? If I had to, I'd marry you all over again. For those gushy, smushy people that love each other, you'd want to be a part of this movement that says marriage can win. Is it easy? Absolutely not. Can it win? The answer to that is absolutely yes. And what we've learned and how we have grown and shared with one another, we do it all over again. Again, another one with Dr. Sonia, a woman has a voice, a woman has something to say, a woman has a message for the world to hear. Hashtag, I am that woman. And have you ever heard that saying, heard that the heartbeat of a champion? Have you ever gazed in the eye of a warrior? Have you ever seen an indomitable spirit? Then you haven't met me. Hi, I'm Sean Harper. So Sean Harper was a professional football player who then transitioned and became a motivational speaker. But he is using every context of himself, the sexiest parts of himself, this part that said, you know what? I've stared into the eyes of a warrior. The sexy part of himself that says, I've heard the heartbeat of a champion. The sexy part of himself that said, you know what? I'm an indomitable spirit. And he made each of them want to be him and identify with the messaging. All right, let's keep going. So we have a sample meme page here. right? Where individuals get to choose from one or of three different images, and they get to select the one that works best for them. Then they have the opportunity to upload their image to the page to say, hey, this is the image that I want to use to represent me. You send them to join the private Facebook group. They text in a number so that you can have them on a multi-system communications platform. On Instagram, they tag you so that you can start tagging them back and having a communication. And use a hashtag, right? Because that helps you to easily identify the memes that are going out. And then you have a place to capture the information. Once they do this, your design goes in one place, and then your meme and the information that's housed behind it goes into another system. And so there is a split that happens. And this is why this contact information is so important. You don't want to have your content on, you don't want to have your names and telephone numbers on a place like Google Drive or Facebook. You don't own that. You want to make sure that you are housing it yourself. And so your email CRM, this form allows you to push that information off of the server platform and into a place like an Infusionsoft, Convert and Flow, ClickFunnels. All right. All right. So that is how you create a sexy meme page. Are we ready to move on to the next one? What? Oh, I'm sorry. No. Correction. We are creating a sexy as hell meme page. And this is just the first or the second step in our sexy funnel. So step one was what? Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember? Come on. Free gift. There you go, Richetta. Yes, free gift. And then step two was making sure that we create a sexy as hell meme landing page. All right. Let's keep it moving. So now we want to create a sexy registration page. Again, this is all set so that individuals can be scroll stopping. Now, when you are doing your registration page for your event, there are several elements that you want to have on the page. We have broken this down so that you know which sections and what information goes on which section. Now, how you write this up is important. And so we won't get into a lot of that today. We do that when we're talking about the mastermind and how you can strategically move forward with us. But just know that when you're inside of section one typically covers and has on it your logo. So you want to make sure that you keep pulling in that brand recognition throughout. And so they see it in one place, and now they get an opportunity to see it in the second place. And so they'll have an opportunity to see it in a third place. So you want to keep putting your logo in front of them for brand recognition. You also want to have on step two, their logo. I'm sorry, their call to action button. And so that call to action button is something like click here, grab your digital download, schedule an appointment with me now. So it can vary depending upon which variable and which audience you are going after. Section one should also have your big, bold claim. Now, this is where a lot of individuals get hemmed up, right? So let's go ahead and write down big, bold claim. Go ahead and put it in the feed that your section one needs a big, bold claim, right? Big, bold claim. What makes the big, bold claim different than a headline is that you are actually calling out what you want the transformation to be in the biggest and the baddest and the most brilliant way possible. Does that make sense? You are creating that statement that is the biggest, the baddest station or claim that you can make. So, my name is E.R. Spaulding, right? And we are coming out of the BlackCEO 22 conference. And our claim is that we can help you generate revenue and impact. We are the world's #1 conference for today's small Black entrepreneur. Now, there are some other individuals that serve people, that serve coaches and authors and everything, but they don't serve Black CEOs specifically. There are individuals who are not making claims to help you generate 7 figures with the processes and the systems that we have put in place. And so if we don't grab their attention immediately, and we are boring because we're saying, well, this is just getting ready to be a place where you can come and we are going to surf on the lilies together. That's not stopping them. And it's definitely not keeping them. So your big, bold claim should be the one thing that you came here for and you came here to do. Is this making sense, everyone? All right. So we're hearing absolutely. Okay, great. Thank you, Dr. Evelyn. And then we also want to have a timer, right? And this is all just the elements that come inside of section 1. We are putting together the anatomy of a sexy sales page. And so in that anatomy, we've got the head, right? Which is section 1. It should have your logo, a call to action button, your big, bold claim, and a timer. Does anyone want to tell me what the timer is for and why that's important? Okay, Mary, you're saying that the timer is for when the offer ends. Yes, and you're absolutely correct. But why would we put it on the page in this very section? Scarcity, limited access. Any more? Sense of urgency. Exactly. Listen, individual human brain patterns are wired to operate off of timers and deadlines. What we know when we start thinking about Parkinson's law is that the activities will expand into the time allotted. So if I just kind of left everything kind of open-ended and saying, oh, you know what, I'll see you when I see you, there would be this massive hole in your mind, and you would constantly be searching for closure. Now, ladies, I know we've got quite a few more ladies in the audience than we do men, but we've had that heartbreak when someone has broken up with us and we can't really identify why they broke up. It's just like this open loop. Anybody been like that? Anybody? Dr. Evelyn is saying surely. Hannah is saying yep. Carla is saying yep. Right? And you're like that because there's this open loop. the brain wants to close things. The brain is already, it has a predisposition to want to make sure that the loop is closed. It wants to finish it, close that chapter. If the person can just tell me what it is that I did wrong, I can move on because it can be resolved in my head. And so when we leave that timer open, what is happening is that the brain is mentally preparing and saying that this is getting ready to be closed at this particular time, and it helps to drive an action, right? So in addition to the message, the thing that we are saying to inspire people to take inspired action, we are coupling that with a timer that says, hey, when the clock strikes 0, you will turn back into a pumpkin, right? So you want to make sure that you get to your final destination before the clock strikes 0. All right, let's go on to section 2. Section 2 is all about the villain, all the problems that the villain has, right? People don't care about the hero until they meet the villain. Now, I am a Marvel, DC comic kind of girl, right? I love sci-fi. I love comics. I was a daddy's girl. It's really nothing that I can do about that. And so what my dad and I used to do is we used to watch, all of, Batman and Robin and Catwoman and just all of the greats, Superman, Green Lantern, whoever. The bottom line is that if Superman did not have bad guys to perpetrate, he would be considered a pedophile almost, right? He would look ridiculous and people would think that he was a perpetrator because he just looks like a grown man who's walking with his underwear on the outside of his clothing and a cape. And no one cared that he worked at the Daily Planet or the Daily Globe. No one cared about that. No one cared that he was moonlighting as Clark Kent. They didn't even care that he had superpowers until the Penguin showed up. Until they decided that they were going to turn Gotham City upside down. It was then and only then with Batman, right, that they decide that they were going to do something differently. So until you introduce the villain into the scene, no one cares. And see, these are the things that no one wants to really, really talk about when you are building out your sexy pages. They're just like, oh, just let them know that you have a product or service to offer. And the answer to that is no, 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 no. That's not how we do it, right? We're going to show you. This is how we do it. Da, 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 da. So the Black CEO way, we always introduce the villain before the problem because no one cares about the hero until they meet the villain. And we want to do that in 3 sections. So when you think about your avatar, when you think about those who you serve, how many problems do they have? Go ahead and put that in the feed. Put that in the chat. How many problems do the individuals that you serve have? Do they just have one problem? They have many. Thanks, Hannah. Absolutely. Anyone else? If the person that you serve, if the people that you serve, if the market that you serve only has one problem, I'm really looking for the black unicorn, right? So there are typically several things that keep them up at night. So Dr. Evelyn, what are some of the things that keep your person up at night, right? Hannah, same question for you. What keeps your person up at night? Lack of confidence. Got it. What else? Money. What else? Too little money. Absolutely. Content. How to launch, unsure of their ability, fear of showing up. Exactly. So there is generally with villains, there are a gang of villains that show up, right? The penguin is very rarely by himself. It's the penguin and his posse. Okay. So when we are putting those sections together, we want to highlight this is a pain point. This is something that keeps my person up at night. They don't know how to launch their product or service out into the world. And then the second villain would be they are unsure of their ability. Right? And then you can drill down into where that uncertainty comes from. Is it a lack of confidence in themselves? And when we talk about, they're unsure of their ability because they don't know what to do, because that can bring uncertainty also. So you can really even drill down further, because there are people who don't know what to do and they are uncertain of what their next step is. And then there are people who do know what to do, but because of self-esteem issues, won't take the next step. And those are two very different spectrums in terms of their ability. And then they have a fear of showing up in their most authentic self, or fear of showing up because when their authentic self comes here, everybody else is running for the hills. So we, again, get a chance to get real deep and granular when we're talking about the villain. But overall, you should be saying, okay, what is the underlying theme here? And that will begin to highlight who your villains are. And you're going to map them out, one per section, but no more than 3 sections. And those sections are 2, 3, and 4. All right. So now that we've got that out the way, one of the ways in terms we can structure the page, right, and all of these work, is you can do a villain and why. A villain and why. And so the why comes in, all right, now that you know the villain, this is why we created X, Y, and Z. So if I were doing something in relationship to BlackCEO, I would say to a point that the BlackCEO is overwhelmed because they have all of these systems that they're paying all of this money for, and they don't know how to use one. Right? That's something that frustrates the heaven out of individuals. But this is why we created the BlackCEO conference, because we wanted to make sure that you knew that there were some tools out there that could support you, mind, body, and spirit. Another way we could state that is going through villain, why? Villain, why? Meaning that you list 2 villains and then you talk about the why. This is why you have brought this to bear. And then you go back to your villains. Or you can stack them all, say, hey, right? Black CEOs don't have a place to congregate where the information that's given is culturally relevant to who they are. Black CEO was founded as a reason why we can and we should exist, working and operating and collaborating together. So you can put all of the villains in one place and then line up the why. So section number 5, alert. This is the answer to the problem. This is why we created. So you've gone through and you said that the individuals that I serve are overworked and underpaid. They are tired of being the best kept secret and not generating enough revenue to sustain them and their families. And then the other one is that there is poor representation inside of the marketplace. They do not see other individuals that look like them, sound like them, talk like them, have similar experience to them. All 3 of those are the villain. And that is the reason why BlackCEO Conference was created, so that we could curate content that was culturally relevant to Black CEOs living in this dispensation of time. Do we see how all of that is tied together? Do we see how now we are going from section 1, where the big bold claim is we're the #1 conference dedicated to the development of Black CEOs anywhere on the planet. And then we have, go ahead, grab your ticket right now. There's a countdown timer ticking. If you walked in and you said, wait a minute, the #1 development place. So it's got to be a big claim. It's got to be a bold claim. It's got to be an audacious claim. And so now that we have that claim sitting there, we're going and we're talking about the villain. And the villain is that there isn't a place where Black people can go and congregate who are Black entrepreneurs that feel safe to say what needs to be said the way that it needs to be said. Villain number 2, individuals are tired of paying for these astronomical tools that they never have time enough to learn how to use. That's reality. That's real talk. Villain number 3, individuals are tired of wasting their time doing irrelevant tasks because they're addicted to their labor as the primary mechanism by which they generate revenue. And you're like, oh, I'm so tired of all of this. That's the reason why we created BlackCEO 22 Revenue and Impact, so that we can boom, 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 address all of those different issues. Does that make sense, everyone? Mahalia is saying, aha moment. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. So this is what we are looking for. We're saying, hey, it's time to create that sexy registration page for your event. This is what charges people up, right? We create that tension. We create that tension. We have that pain point. Anyone ever have a sore tooth? Raise your hand. Just say, yes, I've had a sore tooth. Just go ahead and put it in there. Yes, I've had a sore tooth. Yep, Dr. Evelyn, Mary Jones. Oh my God, yes, Trichella. Yes, you've had a sore tooth, right? And when you go to the doctor or the dentist specifically, the dentist, they always take an x-ray of your mouth, do they not? Right? Okay, Dr. Evelyn is saying yes. So you walk into the dentist, you say, doctor, I have a sore tooth. They say, okay. They bring the technician in. The technician brings in the machine and they scan and do an x-ray of your mouth. Now, if there is a problem there, if there's a rotten tooth, they can see the rotten tooth. If it's a cap that has come off, they can see the cap. If they see it's a wisdom tooth that's growing in and grinding up against another, they can see all of that from what? The x-ray. So, riddle me this, my fair ladies and gents. If they can see everything that they need to see on the x-ray that they just took, and they already know that you're in pain, why, oh, why do they pick up that long silver object that's got that crooked little hook in it, really, really thin, and then they take it, tell you to open up wide, and they start pressing down on the tooth that already we know hurts because I told you that it hurts, and it's been validated by the x-ray that it hurts. Can anybody tell me why? Right, doctor, I'm making your teeth hurt right now. But why does the dentist do that? Because all I want to do at that point in time is slap the dentist. They are drilling down on the pain. There you go, Mary Jones. They are drilling down on the pain. So in our sections 2 through 4, we are drilling down on the pain. And then guess what? In section 5, we release the pressure, right? 2 through 4, we're drilling down on the pain. And in section 5, we release the pressure. And we give the answer to the problem. And that, guess what, creates a flow. It opens up a portal, right, to introduce the what. So if we go back to our river analogy, right? And in our river analogy, there are boulders and rocks, and we're, swishing and trying not to hit the rocks and all of that. And then you get to the dam, right? And the dam is constricting, and the water's just beating against your back and doing all of that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, you don't know what the reason is, but it's like, and this is the reason why the beaver broke down the dam. And now everything starts flowing again. Well, now that you have that relief, and guess who has been the person that gave you that relief? I can introduce the what to you. And that's exactly what the dentist does. He's like, well, you know what? You really need to have oral surgery, right? Other than that, you're just going to go home and, I can prescribe something, right? A little bit of pain. But if I do that, you're just going to be back in 2 months, right? You're going to be in chronic pain. It'll be maybe dull, and then it'll get sharper and sharper and sharper. And you'll come back and you'll do this. But now with the what, they're introducing their products and services to you in such a way that you want to say yes. Yes, I don't want to be in this type of pain for another 3 months, you say? No, I don't want that. See, we are creating our flow. There is no happenstance to this. There is no rhyme or reason. All success in life comes down to formulas, right? Comes down to formulas. There is a scientific approach to everything. And if you understand the formula and the principle that governs that formula, then you'll be able to unlock your flow and unlock your fortune. Because when individuals hit your page, they are having an on-page orgasmic experience that causes them to say yes every single time. And so now that we've created that tension, we've identified it, we've created this tension, we've released that pain, we've put in front of them the products and services, and now we come and we layer on top of that, right, benefits and testimonials. Well, let me show you a before and after. So when Susie came in the dentist and she had something that looked very similar to you, she was a teeth grinder as well and hurt so bad. And so what we did is we prescribed her a teeth guard that she was supposed to put in her mouth at night. And within 60 days, she was pain-free and no longer with lockjaw. Right? And then Devin, when he came into the office and we did X, Y, and Z, and now he is walking around and he is, the next president of Zamunda because he's been able to smile with confidence. And then we go over here and we look at Jackie, and Jackie just won Miss whatever because of the smile we were able to give her. So not only did we extract that wisdom tooth that she had been grinding on, but we were able to replace it with this molar that you never need to brush, whatever it is. But you throw all of those testimonials on top of it and the benefits of what that is, and you have them eating out of the palm of your hand. It's just like putty. And they're saying yes. And you're saying yes. And everybody is saying yes. And we have the anatomy of a sexy sales page. So we then give them the how-to steps. So now that we've gone through this recipe, right? And we've gone through, the big bold claim. We've put in the FOMO factor. And then we've brought in the villain. Now we've introduced the why, right? Why is it that we do this, right? So we are the hero. Here I come to save the day, right? And then we move them through, right? This is the what we have to offer. So when you all were looking at, even for Black CEO, we started talking about, okay, now here is what you get when you come to the Black CEO VIP experience in the masterclasses. You get 12 masterclasses who are taught by individuals who have been there and done that. You have the best speaker trainer in the world for Black CEOs, right? Being able to turn his 5-minute message into 5 million views, right? You've got the automation, the marketing god, Mr. Trevor Otts, and he's going to be able to do this, that, and the other. And you've got the goddess of funnels, Spaulding, and she's going to be walking you through, right? We just gave them everything, what it is. And now we've given them the benefits. So the benefits of listening to these individuals is that you'll be able to take your business from 0 figures to 3 figures to 5 figures to 6 to 7 and beyond. You'll be able to scale with less stress. You'll be able to buy and leverage your time. You'll be able to do the things that you know you need to do while building a tribe who is fanatically excited about who you are, how you serve, and why you show up in the way that you do. And so what's left is to walk you up the stairs, right? So how do you do this? How do you begin to get started? And so we go step number 1, register, purchase the ticket, get the VIP experience, allow us to lap you in luxury in these small, intimate, right, environments that are designed to speak specifically to you. Step number 2, tell a friend. Right? You have the ability to invite 3 other individuals. So it is literally 4 for the price of 1. Right? What next? Mark your calendar so that on March 26th, April 29th, September 25th, whatever the date is, right? You want to make sure that you get here. So mark your calendar. Step number 4. Go ahead and share this out with another friend. Don't be stingy, because if you're a Black CEO, I'm quite sure you may know 1, maybe 2 other Black CEOs who could really benefit from being here with you. Step number 5, smile, because your life is about to change. Your business is about to change, because this group of individuals getting ready to give you the lowdown skinny on how you create 7-figure year so that your impact can expand, right? So we just walk you down through the steps, just like the dentist would do. So the dentist is like, this is what my recommendations are, right? You can go with option A, you can go with option B, you can go with option C. And you're like, okay, I'm going to do option B. And then you're like, okay, so what do we do next? What are the next steps, right? And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to let you go, right? The nurse is going to come in, the tech, and she's going to clean your mouth up. Then you're going to go out there and meet the receptionist, and you're going to set a date. And then you're going to mark your calendar. You're going to remit payment, and you're going to, right? Walk you through the steps. No different. See, sometimes we take, we make woo-woo all of these things that happen on a page, but really it's just formulaic. Right? Because the mind is trying to do what? It's trying to create a closed loop. It doesn't like to leave things undone. And if you don't tell people how to get started with you, then essentially what we have done is left something undone. And people will only do what you tell them to. So this is just a really crisp way to get, hey, these are the next steps, right? Like, we talked about a lot. We covered a whole lot. But here's what you need to do to get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we leave it with a heartfelt message, right? And this is a message typically from the founder. Now, why is this important? Because sometimes individuals can just see you as, objects over here. Oh, the guru. Oh, the person. Oh, the pain reliever, right? And they begin to elevate you that they can no longer relate to you. And so you want to remind individuals that, look, I got you. And here's why. It's not about the money, right? For me, this is what it's really about. Why is it important for me to take individuals from 0 to 6 and 7 figures and beyond? Is because I know what it's like to go from your career into a cash flow positive business. But I also know what it's like to go from a cash flow positive business to the welfare line. And that's not an experience that I want any of you to have. And so the reason why I'm so passionate about you creating your systems that work, why I'm so passionate about you creating an online digital presence, things that are predictable, repeatable, and profitable, an online process to produce results, is because I don't want your journey to look the way that mine did, if we can avoid it. Because I went from being employed to an entrepreneur to eligible for welfare. True story. And all of the things that I had to do to climb myself out of the hole in order to be and create a 7-figure business. Now, you can do this the easy way or the hard way. It does make a difference to me. And if we work together, I want you to know this is why I work on your behalf, the way in which I work on your behalf. Because it's not an experience that I want anyone to recreate if I can help it. And so you're bringing yourself back down to earth. Like, I get it, right? I get food stamps. I get, foreclosure. I get, hiding the car from the repo man, right? I get all of those different things. Absolutely, Bridget. Trevor, are you answering that question? Okay, perfect. So this is why we're here. This is why we do what we do. This is why we come and we keep showing up in the way that we show up, to ensure that you don't have to go through the same things that we did. And then after that on your page, after you have gone through and given this big, bold statement and you've introduced the villains so that the hero has a reason to show up, and you've given them, this is why we are here, and they understand that this is for me, who this is for. And now you've released that tension and you've brought the solution in front of them. This is what our products and services are. And then you take them, right, on the journey and say, this is how you need to move in order to get access. And then you bring yourself back down to earth so that you are relatable. Then the last thing to do is just remind them, hey, we're going to have fun while working together. And this is why you want to go ahead and do that. And so you have this sticky navigation. We also call it a persistent recap, right? So on the left side, you're like, because this is the #1 conference for Black CEOs anywhere on the planet. And then we have a call to action. Go ahead and register for your VIP experience. And on the right side, we're only opening this up for 100 individuals because we want to make sure that this is a small and intimate environment where you can get the attention that you need. And then you sit back. Because you have created an orgasmic experience that causes the client to say yes every single time. So I have this question for you. Have you created an orgasmic experience that causes your clients to say yes every time? And it's okay. If you have, say, yes, I have. If you haven't, say, no, I haven't. If you're saying, I'm not quite sure, I'm stuck in the middle, and this is the moment of truth, right? We're here amongst family. There is no judgment. But the one thing that we have to be able to do when we come into these spaces together is tell the truth. So Mahalia is saying, you're amazing, ER. Oh, thank you, Mahalia. But this is who we all kinds with us that really break this down so we can understand. You not making 7 figures is not a lack of you wanting to work hard. It's a lack of not understanding the formula and the principle that's required that governs your success, Mahalia. That's the only thing. Dr. Evelyn is saying it's in development. Drosella is saying, I haven't. Richetta is saying, I'm having. Bridget is saying, I'm trying, but something is missing, right? Absolutely. You said you're getting ready to create some circles. Yes, this is the formula. Mary is working on it. And so the thing I want to say is that you don't have to work on it alone. One of the things that we have created is that, for far too long, we have been going at it alone. One of the strengths of our people, Black people, was our ability to come together. You often hear us say that when we collaborate, 1 + 1 = 2. But when we cooperate, 1 and 1 = 11. Hashtag 11. Everybody go ahead and put that in the feed. Hashtag 11. Hashtag 11. Right? And so when we say hashtag 11, it really is to help us remember that there is more power when we come together collectively than when we start doing things individually, right? The power of one, right, is just this. If you just got this one little finger strangling out here, right, it gets broken, fractured very easily, it gets tired. But when you take all of the fingers and begin to ball it up into a fist, it becomes something mightier than the single part, right? So this collective unit can do more damage. It can create more good. It can work more efficiently. It has more power within it because it can endure a lot more. And so when we were thinking about what would be the best way to go ahead and do the things that we do, it's like, why don't we pull together our own mastermind? Because guess what, Mahalia, there is something that you do, something that you uniquely do that is important, necessary, and needed for Dr. Evelyn. And it's the same thing that Dr. Evelyn does in her transformative work that is important and unique and needed for Bridget. And it's the same thing that Bridget does that's important and needed to the collective of the whole. And Mary has something different. And when we all begin to come together and utilize that, right, we have the power of 11. And so, do you want to go at it alone? Or do you want to collaborate? And that's an answer I'm looking for. Do you want to go at it alone or do you want to collaborate? Druchella is saying collaborate. Bridget is saying collaborate. Mary, collaborate. Vanessa, collaborate. Mahalia, collaborate. She's saying, this is my year of collaboration. Evelyn is saying collaborate. Hannah is saying collaborate. So what I want you to do, for all of you all who are looking to collaborate, I want you all to send a text message. And what will happen is that we'll give you a call and we'll talk about what collaboration looks like. We have the BlackCEO Roundtable. And this roundtable is a collaboration of individuals who are coming together to learn, to build, to grow. And it's for those individuals who are truly dedicated to moving into the revenue and impact. If you are looking to generate 7 figures and beyond, then this is probably a conversation that minimally you want to have just to see if you're a good fit for it, to see if the energy that you bring can synergize with someone else's. And so you want to text in to 240-731-6646. Trevor, if you can put that in the feed for me, I greatly appreciate it. And what you want to text in is your first name, your last name, and your email address. And you want to put in hashtag 11, I'm ready to collaborate. Hashtag 11, I'm ready to collaborate. And you're going to text that in to 240-731-6646. Because it's time for you to start falling in love with your business all over again. It's time for you to say yes to your business all over again. It's time for you to have an orgasmic experience when you think about your business, when you think about the transformation that you put out there into the world, when you think about the lives of those individuals that you serve. See, a lot of times what we're bringing inside of our business are the individuals that, what we're bringing inside of our business is the dismay. We're bringing inside of our business the broken systems that don't work. We bring inside of the business the energy of, oh my God, I got to do this all by myself all over again. And we don't have the pleasure of working inside of our business for those that we were called to serve because we're struggling over here on an island. So it's time for you to have your own orgasmic experience again with your business. I am calling. If you are looking for, if you want to say yes to your business again, if you want to say yes into the new year, if you want to say yes into your next 6 and 7 figures and beyond, then 240-731-6646. Text 240-731-6646. And you want to put in your first name, your last name, hashtag 11, I'm ready to collaborate. So as we continue to move on, I want you to know that it's just not like, don't be cookie cutter. We started off by saying that you have to be disruptive, right? That you've got to challenge the norm, challenge what people normally say, challenge what people normally do, challenge what people normally think. Stop allowing individuals to give you vanilla extract, right? I don't know about you. I don't like pumpkin pie. I like sweet potato pie. And there's a difference. And holla if you hear me, right? Stop allowing individuals to create your pancakes with the imitation vanilla. So why would you take your business then and pop it into some template, right? Some little ClickFunnels page that people just like, oh, freeze, drag and drop, freeze, drag and drop. No. Dr. Evelyn, will you tell me what your experience was when you walked away from that cookie cutter imitation vanilla? Right? Just go ahead and put in the feed. I'm going to bring you on stage a little bit later, Evelyn. But when you got, oh my God, rejoice, right? You felt like the Holy Spirit was coming up in this place. You were just like, yes, Lord, right? It was Sunday all over again. That is an orgasmic experience with your business. When you look at your business and say, damn, that is sexy. And you can't get there using any of these templates. Guess what? When you use a template, people recognize that you don't believe that your business is special. And if you don't believe that your business is special, why should somebody else? I'm just saying. I don't know. Now, when I was growing up and I started entering into the dating world, my mama told me that there were 2 things that I should be looking at when it came to a man. I should be looking at his shoes and how well he kept his shoes and his fingernails. Now, I don't know about you, and I was trying to figure out, but it was like, hey, if he doesn't have enough sense to keep his feet clean and his nails clean, what do you think he getting ready to have you in? Right? Martin, you said you tried ClickFunnels. You weren't a fan. I get you. Right? Because again, if you don't think you're special enough, right, to step out of the norm and to make an orgasmic experience that when you look at it and say, damn, I make this look good. Right? Like I'm looking at this image right here. I'm like, don't nobody else's PowerPoints come out looking like this. Damn, we make this look good. If you're not saying that about your own stuff, what makes you think somebody else is getting ready to say that about you? So Trevor just put up on the screen, if you want to be saying, having an orgasmic experience with yourself and your business all over again, if you want to fall in love with your business all over again, text 240-731-6646. Put your first name, your last name, your email address, #11, I'm ready to collaborate. I'm ready to collaborate. So I'm here looking at the time right now. Now I can keep going and going and going and going. You all want me to keep on going? Or maybe what we can do, because this has been a long day for everyone, maybe we can do a special session. What do you all think? Huh? So Katie is just saying, I just put a post on LinkedIn asking my tribe, do they feel they have to put up facades in order to feel comfortable in their career and business? No one has said yes. Valencia is saying yes to a special session. Evelyn is saying yes. Mahalia is saying yes. Bridget, yes. Okay, well, the special sessions are going to have it, right? The special sessions are going to have it. We are going to create a special session because we got plenty more where this came from. We just got through the page. We ain't even made it all the way downstream. This is not even a complete funnel. We just talking about one page here. But what you can do with that one page, oh my galashers, right? What you can do with that one page. All right, so we've got a whole bunch of yeses here. So the yeses have it. We will create a special session and we'll come back again, right? It will be so worth it. All right. So hopefully, because we're getting ready to get out of here in a minute, everybody has gone and texted in. You're looking for some place to collaborate. The BlackCEO Roundtable may be for you. And we're just going to have a conversation to see if it is. So go ahead and text 240-731-6646. What I'd like to know right now is what are some of your biggest takeaways, right? What are some of your breakthroughs, breakthrough moments that you have had while we have been here? I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And if you want to come up on stage and have a convo with me, raise your hand. Raise your hand. We'll do a little bit of a little hot seat. The meme page, game changer. Yes, Mary, game changer. It is one of the fastest and least expensive ways to create a massive following for your movement. Again, a movement plus a message plus a methodology equals the money. Mahalia, kill your website, create the funnel. Yes, and make that sexy as hell, right? You got to do the hand clap with it, right? When you create your funnel, you want to make your funnel sexy as hell. All right. All right. So do we have any hands raised? Okay, so Katie, you just got here, totally listening to the masterminds. Absolutely. And don't worry about it because we're going to make sure that this is in the portal. So anything that you may have missed because you were coming from another session, we'll make sure that you get access so you can come back to it and listen to it. Veronica, yes, yes, yes. I'm so excited. Veronica is in her finish the funnel process right now. And so she is getting her sexy as hell page funnel created for her. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, Drucella, people can only do what you tell them to do. Create orgasmic marketing tools. Absolutely, absolutely. So, ladies and gents, this has been amazing. I'm ready to collaborate. Yes, you are, Miss Cookie K. Yes, you are. So make sure that you go ahead and you all text 240-731-6646. You want to put in your first name, your last name, your email address, and #11. I'm ready to collaborate. The BlackCEO Roundtable experience is bar none anything that you have ever experienced before. you get more in-depth training, like we have been providing inside of all of these intensives. Not only do you get that, but you also get the tools that are necessary in order for you to, build out the things that need to be built out. But you also get the team to implement it, right? Let me tell you something. The answer to who doesn't have to be you. The answer to who doesn't have to be you. Go ahead and write that down. See, again, we've been addicted to our labor as the primary mechanism by which we generate revenue. And so anytime we think that there's something that needs to be done in our business, we are saying to ourselves subconsciously in many of those instances, wow, this is something else that I have to put on my plate, which is why you become exhausted with it, because you have this long laundry list that never seems to go anywhere, never seems to shrink. This is like the laundry list that never ends. Remember that song? This is the song that never ends. It's like, this is the business that never ends. It just, these tasks just go on and on and on, because we're not asking ourselves, we're not saying who can do this. You don't have to be the individual to do it. Courtney is a who, right? It doesn't have to be your responsibility to implement these things. But if you don't have a team of individuals and you don't know how to go and get one within a budget that works for you, then ultimately you wind up working yourself into the grave before you can work yourself to 7 figures. Holla if you hear me. Right? Absolutely. So Dr. Evelyn is saying, I'm loving learning the who and loving it, right? Da 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 da. I'm loving it. So the round table, what we do is ensure that one, you have the knowledge that's needed and the strategic thought process from other thought leaders to help you say, oh, because a lot of times it's just because you didn't understand the principles or the formulas that govern the success. And so it was continuing to escape you. You didn't have the tools that were necessary, or you are overpaying for tools that you never use because you don't have the time to figure it out. And so the round table actually helps to eliminate that as well. And then you don't have the team to implement on your behalf that which you need in order to move forward. So again, you're not leveraging your time, you're not leveraging your skill, and you are still stuck in the labor. And when you put all of those things together, that is a recipe to keep you plateaued at maybe 5 figures, maybe. So we're here in these masterclass intensives because we are going to 7 figures and beyond. Right? And so in order to do that, there are some things that you have to say yes to. You have to say yes to yourself. You have to say yes to your business. And most importantly, you have to say yes to the dreams and the aspirations of who you can become when you release some of those things that are holding you back. Now, I can tell you now that the round table is not for your 75 percenters, right? So if you're like, 75%, on the business, you're kind of 75% around those that you want to serve or whatever, it's not going to be the place for you. But if you are an individual who is saying that I've been operating at a 75, but I want to operate at 100, and you are really ready to get there, then this is the conversation that you want to have. This is definitely the conversation that you want to have. So before we get ready to close out, right, we are going to do a special session. I promise we'll go ahead and get that in the books. It'll probably be around 2 weeks from now, because I have a couple of special things that are happening. We've got a virtual reality event. And if you all have not tapped into the world of virtual reality, we're going to blow your mind. So we have a virtual reality event that's coming up. And then taking a couple of days off so that we can rejuvenate from this auspicious occasion. And then we'll come back around and we'll do a very special session where we will continue to have this conversation about building out, right, your sexy as hell funnel so that you can find your flow and unlock your fortune. All right, so going once, going twice. Is there anyone who wants to come up into a hot seat, or anyone who wants to come up on stage and just talk about what they got out of this? So I'm going to give it a couple of more seconds. And if not, then we'll go ahead and we will close this out. And you all know how we do it in Black CEO fashion, right? You know exactly how we do it in Black CEO fashion. When we do the countdown, we count down backwards from 11. So, you know, just like the ball dropping, but this is Black CEO going up. So it's 11, 10, 9, 8, all the way down to number 1, right? And when we get to number 1, and you all can start putting it, typing it in the feed, but don't hit send. Type it in the feed, but do not hit send. Your first name, your last name, where you are from. And then you want to put in there Black CEO out. So it would look like if I were counting down from 11, going all the way down, I would go 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is E.R. Spaulding from Chicago, Illinois, and this is Black CEO out. But before we get ready to go, we have Mary Jones, who I'm getting ready to hand the mic. Mary knew I wanted to hear her voice. She has such a lustrous voice. She's coming up here to chat with me. Hello, Miss Mary Jones.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Mary, check your mic.
Let's see. It should be on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No, we still can't hear
Oh,
you.
wow. Let's see.
I see your mic moving. Check your computer and make sure that it's on.
Yeah, I was just using it. Let me see.
Check your computer and make sure the sound is on.
Okay. Yeah. Everything everything is on. I see it moving too. Let me
no, Mary.
I know.
All right. Well, mwah, mwah, mwah. I'm sending you kisses. Love you, love you, love you.
Hey, Spaulding, we hear her just fine. It's your microphone. It's it.
Trevor,
we hear her.
Okay,
Yeah, we hear
I can't hear you. So maybe it's on my end.
Yeah, we hear her.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay, Mary.
Hold on 1 second. Maybe it is I. Mic check, mic.
We hear you.
Okay, 1 second. Because I'm getting some feedback here. Mic check. Mic check, mic check. Okay, but you speak because I can't hear you.
Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic
I
check.
can
10.
hear you now. Okay, perfect.
Okay, I'm gonna do a mic check, mic check.
Hey now, hey Mary, how's it going?
Everything is good. Everything is good, and especially today with, you know, how Black CEO always shows up. You know, so I am really thankful, and I'm glad Mahalia was able to make it today. She was my invitee, you know. So, but the thing that I really loved was the meme page.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that is awesome, and it's so creative, just as, you know, Black CEO is very creative. So I'm excited. I'm excited about what you're doing and excited to be a part of it.
Oh, so wonderful.
And yeah, I knew you had to hear my voice.
Yes, I had to hear your voice.
It's so
beautiful. Thank you so much, Mary.
Yeah.
And welcome, Mahalia, to Black CEO.
Yes.
Make sure that you call Mary and give her some virtual hugs when you get out of here. All right.
Fun.
Have a fantastic one.
Okay, you too. Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
All right, everyone. So we are getting ready to close it out. So hopefully that gave everybody an opportunity to get their first name, their last name, and where they are from inside of the feed. And we are getting ready to do our countdown. So here we go. As we are getting ready to round out Black CEO 22 Revenue and Impact Conference 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We are solving from Chicago, Illinois, Black CEO House. Woo! All right, we got Valencia Ferguson, Detroit, Michigan, Black CEO House, Dr. Kipper, Canada, Mark Luxon, Houston, Texas, Black CEO House, Mary Jones, Philadelphia, PA, Black CEO House, next up, Robinson, from Fort Worth, Texas, Black CEO House, Bridget Hill, Black CEO House, Ian Wilson, Black CEO House, Johnny Dollar Hill, from Texas, Black CEO House, from David K. Mitchell, from Atlanta, Georgia, Black CEO House, Tina Rand, Oakland, California, Black CEO House, Trevor Otts, Black CEO Maryland, Black CEO House, Houston, Michigan, Black CEO Houston. So check out your alert. All right, all right. So, Dr. Assume that you're doing it. Black. Every single amazing